begun. This is day 2, week 10 of our journey here together, spring 2022, right? We are going to continue our work with fractions, in particular mixed numbers, adding and subtracting them. Yesterday there was a lot of what should I say? A lot of different methods that I gave, and I just feel like they was just too they were unneeded. What I mean is that there's a straightforward way to do it without borrowing and all that. And so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use that method in doing the rest of these just to make sure that everything goes better than yesterday. And so the way that I'm gonna do it is the way that I typically do it, but then the other way is sometimes easier. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's not. But this way will work all the time. And so with this way, the first thing you have to do is change this one, both mixed numbers, change them into improper fractions first, and then perform the subtraction and switch it back. And so we'll do it like that. And so we have 14, and I think that way always works. So that way doesn't involve any borrowing at all at any time. And so that's why I like that way better. But sometimes this way could be harder, and not harder but longer, than the other way. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna multiply 14 by 3 and then add it to 2. So it is 14 times 3. That's what? That's
2
plus 2. 42 plus 2 is what?
44.
44. So we have 44. Oh, I don't want this. I don't want yellow. So we have 44 over 3 minus, we can do 7 times 4. 7 times 4 is
28.
28 plus 3.
31.
31. 4. Here we need to find the lowest common multiple. And so with that we'll use what? We could use 12. 4 times. Ugh, mistake. It's supposed to be what? It's supposed to be 4, right? It's supposed to be 4 because 4 times 3 is 12, right? And 4 times 3 is 12. And so we have to do 4 times 3, which is 12. Next we have 4 times 44. 4 times 44 is 176. So we have 176 minus 31 times 3. That's what?
39.
31 times 3. Look at that. 31 times 3.
No, 93, 93, my bad.
Yeah, 3 times 1 is 3. And then 3 times 9 is 93. So you have 93. 176 minus 93 is what? Oh, 93.
83. Wait.
Yeah, 83. So we have 83 over 12. What is 83 over 12? That's going to be...
Subity, when you finish, don't clear the screen now and take a picture.
Okay, no problem. 12 into 83. How much times 12 goes into 83? We can say... What do you think? 6? 12 times 6 is what? 72. And then 3 minus 2 is 1. 8 minus 7 is 1. So it equals to what? 12. No, sorry. 6 and what? This is the remainder.
6 over 11.
No. 6 is the whole number.
6 over 2. 11 over 2.
And 12 is the denominator. So 6 and 11 over 12. Alright, so that's our answer. So the way this is just change them into improper fractions, find LCM, subtract them, and then switch it back. We could, but the thing is, we could leave it because say write the answer as a fraction or as a whole number or mixed number. So I guess they'd take 83 over 12. I wonder if they would do that. But anyway, let's just do it as a whole number, 6 and 11 over 12. Alright, moving right along. 6 and 11 over 12. Did we get that right? They say back at 0. What is this? Okay, the 6 and 11, 12. Very good. Alright, we inch back up. Okay, so that's one way. But when we have addition, we could do it the way that the previous way that we've been doing it. So I know we did it using switching them to mix numbers, but if it's addition, I think the easiest way to do is to do it like how we always been doing it. So it'll be the 9 and the 3, which is what? 9 plus
I
3.
got my answer.
9 plus 3 is what? The 12. Which answer is?
I got 11, 5 over 8.
11, 5 over 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. You know, darn right. I know how to get 11. 9 plus 3 is 12 already. The LCM here is definitely 3.
Oh my god, my god. It's 12, 9 over
Okay.
12, 5 over 8. Oh my goodness.
12, 5 over 8. Okay. So use 8 as the lowest common multiple. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 8 times 1 is 8. 7 times 1 is 7. And so we have what? It's going to be 11 over 8, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But we got to change this into a mixed number, right?
That's 15. You can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, 8 goes into 11. How much times? Once. 8 times 1 is 8. 11 minus 8 is 8, 9, 10, 11. 3. So what would our whole number be? So our mixed number. It'll be what?
1 and 3 over 8.
1. Very good. And 3 over 8. Okay, 1 and 3 over 8. So we have to take this 1 right here, add it to 12. So 12 plus 1 is 13. And then we're going to take the 3 over 8 and put it along with this. So it's going to be 3 over 8. So 13 and 3 over 8 is the answer that we got.
Mr. Lucky, you give me like a few seconds to write this down.
Take a screenshot, Kennedy, Ms. Cooper. You have to move.
Okay, I get it.
All right. 13 and 3 over 8, that's what we got. All right, that's good. Okay, so next up, let's do this one. This is addition. So we're going to use the same method that we have been doing. The one where we just not change it to a mixed number, but where we just add the whole numbers and then add the fractions themselves. And so we have 10 and 6. That's what? 16. And then we're working with the fractions now. So 3 over 4 plus what? 7 over 8. What's going to be our LCM?
2,
2, very good.
8.
8, sorry, thank you. 4 times 2 is going to be 8. Whatever we do the bottom, we must do the top. What times 8? What times 8 gives me 8?
1.
1, very good. And so 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 1 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 7 times 1 is 7. So we have 13 over 8 divided by 8. How much times 8 goes into 13? 8 goes into 13 once. So it's going to be 13 minus 8, which is what? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I
5.
get 1 or 5 over 8.
It's very good. So it's going to be equal to 1, right? And 5 is the numerator over 8, right?
So
1.
now it's 17 and 5 over 8.
Very good. So 8 is
Yeah.
5. We add it to the 16. So it becomes 17. And we take the 5 over 8 and put it here. So 5 over 8. So 17 and 5 over 8 is our answer. Alright, let's move on. 17 and 5 over 8. 17 and 5 over 8. Alright, moving right along. So the next one is subtraction. We remember how we're going to do this one, right? If it's subtraction, what we're going to use? We're going to change it into a mixed number one time. So 7.5 minus 5 and 3 over 4.
So Mr. Petit, you use different methods for Tingo for different.
Yeah, for subtraction, I think that the best thing to do is just to change it into a mixed number and do it like that. Because if we try to do it that way, we might end up having to borrow and do all sorts of that mess. So the best thing to do when it comes to subtracting them, just change them to a mixed number one time, right? Just avoid unnecessary complications. So
Okay.
not that the other methods won't work, it's too much to remember. 7 times 2 is 14 plus 1 is 15. What's our denominator here?
2.
2, very good.
20
Minus
over 4.
5 times 4 is what?
20.
20 plus 3 is
23.
23 over 4. What's going to be our lowest common multiple? 2 and 4. What can we use? Come on, let's go. Gotta be faster than that. 2 and 4, what's our lowest common multiple?
Huh?
4.
4.
Very good. How much times 2? What times 2 gives me 4? 2. Whatever we do to the bottom, we must do the top. What times 4 gives me 4? 1. Whatever we do to the bottom, we must do the top. 15 times 2 is 30. And 23 minus 1. So I times 1 more is 23. And so it's going to be equal to 30 minus 23, which is what?
7.
7. So this is 7 over 2. What is 7 over 2 as a mixed number? That should be, what, 3.5?
Mr. Petit.
Yes, ma'am.
How come we get 2? It's just
4, 4,
4.
4, 4,
But
4, 4, 4. See, we always get that wrong. 4.
I ain't getting that wrong because I got 4. I just ran out 2 where the 2 come from.
Thank you. It's supposed to be 4. Good. So 2 into 7 over 4. Okay. So how much times 7 goes into 4? So sorry, 4 goes into 7. How much times? Once.
1 and 3 over 4.
7 minus 3 is 7 minus 4 is 3. So we have 1
And 3 over 4.
and 3 over 4. Alright, so the 4 comes right here. So this 1 is going to go with, oh, what is 7 and 5? No, we don't have to do that. This is the answer. Because we already changed them into mixed number, into improper fractions. So the answer is 1 and 3 over 4. Okay, that's good. So that's that. 1 and 3 over 4. Perfect.
Yes.
With this one, we just gotta add them, right? So we're just gonna focus on adding the fractions, right? So that's 4 over 5 plus 1 over 3. That's gonna be equal to, what's the lowest common multiple between 5 and 3? Let's go, what is it? 5 and 3.
15.
15. What times 5 gives me 15?
3.
3. If we do the bottom, we must do the top. What times 3 gives me 15?
5.
5. Very good. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12.
12.
Plus 1 times 5 is 5. And so we are left with
17 over 15.
17 over 15. Just giving me a thing.
Well, we just add the 1 to the 9 and get
I'm not sure. That's the thing.
10 and 2 over 15.
I'm not sure. I'll be honest. We could see if that works. 12 and 5 is what? 17 over 15.
17 over 15.
Yeah.
Then you
And so 17 over 15. It should work though. I don't see why it shouldn't. 15 into 17 is what? Goes into how much times? Once?
1.
15.
Yes, sir.
Once.
15 minus 17 is 2.
2.
With what? So it'd be 1 and what? 2 over 15?
Yes, sir. Then you add it to the 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what?
Yeah. I keep fraction.
Becomes what? 9 and 1 is
10.
10.
10. And then this 2 over 5 comes here. It's going to be 2 over 15 rather than 5. So the
Sure.
answer we get is 10 and 2 over 15.
Yes, sir.
Let's try it.
Wait,
10 and 2
that
over
has to be right.
15. That would be right. Right?
High scale.
You know,
You gotta get up to it. Yes.
right? Okay, this one is easy because, well, this is just what? 6 over
6
this is 6 minus 2 over 5, right?
this.
Here's the truth. Okay. So that's 6 over 1, really, right?
Yes, sir.
1 minus 2 over 5. And so it's going to be equal to, well, what times 1 gives me, because what's the lowest common multiple between these two? 1 and 5.
5.
5.
Yeah, 5. So 1 times 5 is 5. Whatever we do the bottom, we must do the top. So
6
times 5. What times 5 gives me 5?
1.
1. Very good.
1.
Whatever you do the bottom, we must do the top. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 6 is 30. Minus 2 times 1 is 2. So we are left with what? 30 minus 2 is 28. So we have 28 over 5. Changing that into a mixed number, we have
I get 5. Hold on.
5 into 28 goes 5 times indeed. And that's going to be 25. 28 minus 25 is 3. So we have 5 and what? 3 over 5. So 5 and 3 over 5. That makes sense. 5 and 3 over 5 indeed. That makes sense. Because we could easily get that because, yeah, that's true because 5 and 3 over 5. Because if you add 2 to this, that'll be 5 over 5. And so 5 over 5 and 5 over 5 and 5 over 5 is 6. And so, yeah, that makes sense. So 5 and 3 over 5. 5 and 3 over 5. All right, moving up. This one is going to be...
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't add the 6 to the 5?
No. We changed the 6 to 6 over 1. So it was... Yeah.
Okay.
This one is going to be 6 and 1 over 2. Can anyone understand how I got that? Let me double down.
How you get what?
This one is going to be 6 and 1 over 2. That's what I believe the answer is. Because you have 7. So if you have 7 minus 0.5, that's what? 6.5, isn't it? Get that? Like, okay. 0, a half is 0.5.
Yes, sir.
And so we have 7 minus 0.5. What is that? That's 6.5.
Yes, sir.
So that's 6.5. Okay.
I agree.
Sure. That's it right there.
Yeah, I got it.
So that's the answer. This one, we just subtract the whole numbers.
So that's
So that's
4 1 over 2.
4 and 1 over 2. Yeah. Oh, challenge 1.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. All right, so we can't. We have 3 medals, y'all. 3 medals. That's what I'm talking about. This one is subtraction, so we're gonna do it. No, how we're gonna do it? We're gonna change them into mixed numbers and operate them from there. So we don't want no problem. So 15 and 1 over 2 minus 5 and 11 over 12. So it's gonna be 15 times 2 plus 1. So what is 15 times 2?
30.
30 plus 1 is
31.
31 over 2 minus 5 times 12 plus 11. 5 times 12 is 60. Plus 11 is what?
71.
11 is 71. 71 over what?
12.
12. What's the lowest common multiple between 2 and 12? Isn't it 12? 12.
Uh-oh.
What times 2 gives me 12? 6. What times 12 gives me 12? 1.
Oh, that's a...
Uh, 12. What is 6 times 31? 31 times 6 is going to be 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 3 is 9. 96. Minus 71 equals, what is 96 minus 71? We can do that somewhere now. 96 minus 71. 6 minus 1 is 5.
35.
Mr. Boutique, you said 6 times 3?
31. 6 times 31?
Oh, 31.
Yeah, it's 96.
35 over 12 for the...
So wait, you said 6 times 3, but you put 9. I'm confused.
No, 6 times 31 is, oh, 6 times 3. Mercy, thank you. 6 times 3 is 18. Thank you.
Yeah.
6 times 3 is 18. Thank you.
Well, boy, I'm blind.
186. That's true.
I just trust you because you was moving so fast. I didn't even get time to beat.
Yeah, 186. That's true. 186. All right, so it's supposed to be, this is not 86. We have to do, 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 3 is 12.
115.
So it's going to be 186 minus 71. 6 minus 1 is 5. 8 minus 7 is 1. 115. So it's 115 over 12. How much times 12 goes into 115? Well, 12 goes into that. We could use we could use 9. What is 12 times 9?
108.
108 minus what is 8 into 15?
7.
7. And so we are left with what?
9 and 7 over 12.
7, yeah.
7. Good. So 9 and 7 over 12 is our answer. 9 and 7 over 12. Good.
92.
Yeah, we moving up. We coming. Right as a fraction. But this is easy. 14 minus 9 is what?
5 and 1 over 2.
5 and 1 over 2, yes. Oh, I put 4a.
Wow, Mr. Petite.
Sorry.
You really don't want to get this 100?
No, it's not me. It's just sorry. It's me. It's me. Let me take full ownership. Why? Like it's 5 and 1 over 2.
Oh my god.
Wait, did they say the answer is 4 and 1 over 12? But we say 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, yeah, 5 and 1 over 2. Yeah, why not wrong?
I thought you put 4 and 1 over 2.
That's what no, I didn't put 4 and 1 over 2. I put 5 and 1 over 2, but they're saying that's wrong.
9, 10, 11.
Um,
How?
it says 9 over 2 because 9 over 2 has a fraction part and 14 doesn't.
It is
You
4
see it.
because if you minus 14 minus 9 is 4. I mean 5, and then you taking off a half, so it's going to be
Oh, the half.
you missed the half.
Oh, I see. Somebody got it.
Boy.
Yeah, that's true. 85.
Oh, we were so close.
Anyway, this is 11 and 1 over 3.
Yes.
Okay, so we could do this. This is gonna be 5.5.
That's 7. Wait on.
It's 5.5. Because it's like if you do 9.5 plus 5.5, that's gonna be what? 0 plus 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. So it's not 5. Then it's
I thought it was 7 and a half.
7.5.
Thank
7
you.
and a half.
7.5.
I got
That's
7.
what I thought. I
Yeah,
thought
7.5.
when you come back, you get 8 and then the half, so that's 7.
Yeah, 7.5 is true. Because this is 10. Yeah. So 7.5 is correct, yeah.
I was so confused.
Good. And this one,
You have to work this one.
you have to work it out, yeah. So a third.
I got 59 over 6.
59. Oh, you did it that way.
Yeah, that's the only way I understand it. The other way you do, I didn't learn it that way, so
Okay, that's fine.
kind of new.
Change it into a mixed number though. Yeah, this is gonna give us some problems. Because if we do 1 times 3, it's gonna be 3. So we end up with a. So it's best that we just change it into mixed number one time.
I changed it, but I.
10 times 3 plus 1. 10 times 3 is 30. 30 plus 1 is 31. Over 3 minus a half. We have to use 6 as the LCM. 3 times 2.
I get 59. Wait, 50.
2 times 31. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 62. Minus 1. Well, it can be minus 1 because it's 2 times 3. This is 2 times 3. I mean 1 times 3, so it's 3. So it's going to be 59 over 6. 6 into 59 equals how much times? 6
9.
Yeah, 9.
I
9
get 9 and 5 over 6.
4. It's going to be 9 minus 4 is 9 minus 4. So it's 9 and what?
9, 5 over 6.
9 and 5 over 6. Alright, so that's that. It's one best that we change it into a proper fraction and do it like that. So we have no mistakes because we in the challenge zone. Um, 6 times 2 plus 1. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 1 is 13 over 2 minus 1 times 4 is 4 plus 1 is 5 over 4. We are looking for the LCM. 2 times 2
4.
is 4. 2 times 2 is going to be 4. Twice 13 is going to be 26 minus 4 times 1 times 1. 5 times 1 is 5.
5.
26 minus 5.
21 over 4.
It's going to be 6 minus 1 is
1. And then
1.
down 2.
How much times 4 goes into 21?
5 times.
It's going to be 5, 20. So it's going to be 1 minus 0 is 1. So this equals to 5 and a 1 over 4. So that's 5 and 1 over 4. Okay, this one. It's easy.
5, 1 over 11.
Over 11, yeah. I hope they ain't setting us up with trap.
I see this. I see one like that.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be kind of wild. This one. I can tell you that this one is going to be 9 and 3 over 5.
I get 48 over 5.
This is going to be 9 and 3 over 5. I guarantee so. Because if you look carefully, right? Subtract 2 over 5 from 10. Look, this 3 and this 2 give me 5. So it's going to be 5 over 5. And 9 plus 5 over 5 is going to be 1. So 9 plus 1 is 10. I don't know if you see what happens. Like this 10 minus 2 over 5. So all you need to do is add a 3 over 5. So 9 and 3 over 5 added to 2 over 5 is going to give me the 10 that I needed. I don't know if y'all follow that. You see what I'm saying or no?
You could repeat on Madame.
I understand.
We taking away 2 over 5, right? So we essentially we could write 10 as 9 and 5 over 5, right? That's what 10 is, right? But 10 is also 9 and 2 over 5 plus 3 over 5. And so they're saying take away the 2 over 5, and you're just left with 9 and 3 over 5. Okay, that's what we're doing. If you don't understand it that way, you could just do it over 1, and now you get the same thing.
Wow.
All right, the moment of truth.
Be right there.
This one we could easily do too, because look, this one's gonna be 5 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
13 over 16.
13 over 16. Let's see, 13 over 16.
How?
Because 13 over 16, if you add 13 to 3, that'll give you 16 over 16. And so 5 and 16 over 16 is 6. Okay, let me explain that. Look, 6 is nothing else but 6 plus 1. We agree, right?
You say sex is nothing but sex or what?
Oh, my bad. 6 is nothing else but, thank you, 6 is nothing else than 5 plus 1. We agree with that.
Yes, sir.
Good. But 5 plus 1 could be written as 5 and 16 over 16. Right? Because 16 over 16 is 1.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And then 5 plus 16 over 16 could be written as 13 over 16 plus 3 over 16. Because 13 plus 3 is 16.
Okay.
You see that? So
Yes,
they're
sir.
saying 6 minus 3 over 16. Well, take out the 3 over 16. Then you're just left with what? 5 and 13 over 16. That's how you could do that. That's just an easy way to do it. Man, you mean they couldn't give us that? Alright, this one, we could easily do this. This is just 2 and what? 15 over
15 over 19.
15 over 19. Yeah. You see that? Ms. Cooper?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is... Alright, moment of truth.
Let's go.
Alright,
Yes.
good. What questions wrong? Alright, good. Finally, finished that. Alright. Percentage.
An hour and 21 minutes.
Too long. Too much mistakes on my part. That's all me. My part. Okay, let's go on the field. So percentages, she said. Percentage illustrated, convert between percentage. Let's do the conversions. Yeah, I like the conversions. And I like the greater than, I like that. I like this one. What is the I like that. That's a good one. This is like it's a good one too.
You could kind of start off easy because I don't like the same.
So you kind of start up here. Percent of change. I like this. Percent increase. What everybody like to get wrong. I need to do this for sure. Percent increase. Percent of a number of tasks.
Basics, please.
Oh yeah. I like this. Let's do this one. Okay, good. All right, so 50% off, right? Jillian wants to buy a hockey stick. The original price is $30. How much will he pay if he buys during the sale? The sale is what? 50% off. So how would we do this? It's gonna be what?
30 over 1 times 50 over 100.
So the sale is 50% of the original price, right?
Yeah, but that one is easy.
That one is easy. So it's gonna be 50 over 100
Or 1/2.
or 1/2 of is multiplied by 30 over 1. We cancel out the zeros, right? So we're left with 5 over 1 multiplied by 3 over 1. So it's going to be what?
15.
Wow, I got that.
Yeah, and you know 50% off just means half the price. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have
Slow
30.
you.
Yeah, 30 is. So if you go to shop and they have 50% off, please do not leave with that shop unless you get like 10 names. You know it's 50% off. No, for real. Like, for real, like 50% off. That rarely happens. Rarely. Unless they're going out of
That's
business.
like going out of business.
Yeah, so
I
It's
don't
like,
really, guys. That happened recently.
I see that a lot. Just
People are,
it's online though.
yeah,
people
online.
broken down though.
Yeah, online is what they
Yeah, that's why they have 50% off of everything.
yeah, online. Don't mind them. They that's a trick. They know how to deal with their profit margins. Don't mind them. Because they already know um they probably might just want to turn over their stock or they just might lower their percentage margin. Okay. 75% off. Ambry buys a telephone during this sale. If the original price is $40, how much does she pay? So we're on 75% off, right? So it's gonna be 75% of what the original price, which is 40.
$40. This one is easy too.
75
Over 100.
multiplied by 40.
1/4. I mean 3/4.
The zero cancel out with this zero.
Mm-hmm.
We could do 5.
I think $10. That's what she paid.
So 5 goes into that. Goes into that. How much times 5 goes into 75? This is multiplication. 5 goes into 75.
15.
15 times? Okay, I'll take it. 15. And 5 goes into 10 twice. So we'll have
done.
4 over 1. We can still cancel out some more because 2 goes in itself once and 2 goes into 4 twice. So it's going to be 15 times 2. So I get 30.
No, it's supposed to be
Unless 75.
So it's 30 from 40.
No. How much does she pay?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
75% off of 40, right?
Yeah, 75% off.
So she only had to pay
Then you had to pay $10.
$10.
yeah, she need to pay 10. I know it was 10. Yeah.
I just trying to make sure that. Okay, so 5, 2. Okay, it is 15. Yeah, she okay. So 75%. My goodness, it's a major sale. 75% off. So 75% off 75% of 40 is $30. So that means that she have to pay 40 minus 30, because the amount of the sale, the amount that the sale takes off is $30, and 40 minus 30 is 10. So it's $10 that she has to pay.
But you don't always have to do it like this, right? Like, because I do it like a shortcut version. I don't know if it's wrong to do it the way I do it.
What you do?
I just divided 40 by 4 because it's a 75, so I know it's going to base is going to be 4. So I just, and I got 10. So I was like, okay, it's $10. Can I do that, or is
No,
it
don't do that. Don't do that. I don't trust
part
that.
of?
I don't trust that method. Don't do that.
Okay.
I wouldn't have that logic.
I would want to add a
I
logic.
want to see that proof too.
Yeah, I want to see the proof too.
No, I mean, as in, like, in my head, I might obviously know that if you split 40 equally, okay, 10, 10, 10, okay, 75 automatically, 10 is 25% will be 10, the same thing. So if I just take it off and just keep adding to it in my head, it makes sense.
So you would make it like a pie then, and like
Basically,
you
like,
make it in four.
equalize the pie.
Okay.
All right, so 25% off. What's the sale price of the mic? What is the sale price of a microwave originally priced at $84? So it's gonna be 24%. 25% rather. So 25% is gonna be 25 over 100 multiplied by 84 all over 1. That's gonna be equal to there's multiple ways that we could do this. We can start reducing and canceling. I just multiply straight away. I wouldn't really do the reducing.
So would it matter if I put the percent second?
What you mean the percent second? What you mean?
Like I put 84 over 1 first, then 25 over.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you wouldn't want, I don't know why you wouldn't do it, but that's fine. Multiplication is derivative. So this is 2100, and you multiply 25 times 84. Divided by 100 is a piece of cake, because this cancels it out. I canceled it out. So the sale, how much amount that she gonna take off is gonna be $21. So the amount of the sale is $24. 21 rather. I keep on saying 21. Now, but it originally cost 84, so we have to subtract 21 from 84. And so it's going to be 84 minus 21, which is what?
63.
63. So that's our sale price. $63.
Don't move it.
Oh, let me bring it back then. Sorry.
How do we know when to subtract again?
You know when to subtract, because the $21 is just, it's how much the discount is, right? So if I say, all right, I give you a discount of, let's say the thing costs $400, right? I say, okay, because you are my student, I'm gonna give you it for the discount I'm gonna give you is $100, right? So how much the thing costs you now?
Wait, what?
I said I'm gonna sell you it for, I'm telling you the original price. The price for this item is $400. I said, because you're my student, I'm gonna give you a discount of $100. So how much the thing costs for you?
300?
300, right? Like, you didn't even have to ask me whether to subtract, right? Because you already know. If I giving you a discount of $100 and the thing costs $400, you already know you have to subtract. It's the same thing with the sale. The sale is telling you I'm going to give you a discount of 25%, right? So when this $21 is the discount, right? So you have to take the discount and subtract it from the original. You see what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh, if I say I give you a discount of $100, you can't say, oh, now the thing costs $100. You understand? It costs $300 because it was originally priced at $4. So don't mistake the discount with the original, sorry, with the amount that it's going to be sold for. You understand?
Okay.
So $21 is the discount amount. The original price is $84, so you got to take $84 and minus it from the discount that I give you, which is $63. All right, so let's put that in 63. All right. So we are last one before we go to Bgcse material. Bobby founds a fountain, sorry. Bobby buys rather a fountain price at $69. If the sales tax is 5%, how much tax will Bobby pay? So we need to figure out what is 5% of.
Excuse me, Mr. Baji. These percentages come a lot because I hate these. Like,
Days come, you can't run away from percentage. You know, you gotta do it with the Bgcse and Bgcse. If you get it, if you have to get it because it coming in paper 1 or paper 2 of Bgcse, and it definitely coming in paper 1. It come in 1, 2, or 3 of the Bgcse. So they like percentage. So you can't run away from percentage. And if you plan on live in this world and not die,
They adore it.
you're gonna have to do percentage, like VAT, like all
like I just ain't understanding these.
all you gotta do is put the thing over 100 and multiply by the answer that
I
you get.
know that part, but like, first,
You just need to see more questions. That's what I'd say. 5 times 9 is
like I just be confused because sometimes you is divided by something. Now you multiplying it by something, then it's cross out. So which one you can do?
no. Okay, so the crossing out, I see the issue is that with multiplying fractions. There's multiple ways to multiply fractions, and so I just using a different techniques. So here, we just multiplying 5 over 100 times 69 over 1. I just multiplying it straight away. 5 times 69, 100 times 1. Now, if this was like, if this had like zeros in the back of it, then I would have canceled, right? The 100 and whatnot.
I
But
understand the canceling part with the zero. Like,
mhm.
like where you divide something before you do all of this, right? Like you have to do that.
Divide what? I didn't divide none. I just been doing the same thing.
No,
But
like how we had, like it was 25 over 10 and you divide it by 5. You have to do that.
25 over 10 and I divided by 5.
I say 75.
Oh, no. You could multiply it straight away. I just decided to do that like that because I wanted the numbers to be smaller. But you don't have to do it like that. You could multiply the numerators and then the denominators and then finish. I just did that so I could get smaller numbers. So I think what happens is the thing is freaking you, the simplify.
This one, I just don't like.
No. That's not a problem with percentage. That's a problem with you multiplying fractions. You have to get better at that. 5 times 69 is 5 times 9 is 45. So 5 times 6 is gonna be 12. 12 plus 4 is what? 169. What am
Oh,
I doing?
thought 30.
Y'all allowing me to do this, you know.
I looking at my book like I crack it and I say I doing
6
this.
times
But
5.
I was like,
6
what?
times 5 is 30. And 30 plus 4 is 34. So 395. 345. I don't know what I'm saying these days. Divided by 100 equals to, let me check this again. 5 times 9 is 45. Good. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 plus 4 is 30. 30 plus 4 is 34. So we have 345 divided by 100, which is going to be 3.45. Because, you just move the decimal point twice. So it's going to be 1, 2. All right, and so that's it's going to be 3.45. Okay, so that's that. So his fountain costs $69. We have a sales tax of 5%. So what we're gonna do with the $3.45?
Subtracted by 69.
69.
Yeah, we're gonna subtract it. This is not a discount.
What?
It's just like that. So you gotta add it.
Add it?
Yeah, you have to add it. So 5, 4, 9 and 3 is 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is 12.
72.
So his price now is $72.45.
It's kind of a good price for a fountain.
What do you mean by a fountain? That is
You like
a water
drink
fountain.
out of.
Correct answer. What do they say? How much tax? Oh, they want the tax. Sorry, my bad.
Oh wow.
They want the tax. They didn't want the total price. So my bad.
So they want it.
They wanted the $3.45.
Wow.
He just testing us,
No, that's my bad. But if they ask us, they didn't ask for the total price, like the total thing you had to pay, then we would add them to get to 69. I think that's way better. I like this way better, Rather multiply by a decimal. I rather multiply by a decimal than to work with fractions, because then it gets confusing. So I think I can start teaching it this way. Multiply by a decimal. That's easier to think of. Alright, got it. Alright, so I think we're ready for bearings now.
Mr. Booty, you could send a link for this thing in the chat because I need to practice more of these.
What, this Excel thing?
Yes, sir.
It's not like you have to sign in and all that stuff, so
So I have to create an account?
yeah. So that's the thing.
You have to pay as well?
Yeah, you have to pay.
Sigh.
I can't do it.
Okay, so let's go to bearings. The last bearings question.
Thing from yesterday?
Yeah, we're gonna continue from
Oh.
yesterday. Nancy says she's supposed to be a guru at this now, so. Isabel, and that's what she told you. She said she gonna practice
And one night.
and one night become a guru. All right.
She could pull all night off.
Nancy wants straight to sleep. You don't mind. Where are we? A, B. Okay, so we found what B was. B was 126, right? Because we use, what would we use to get 126 again? Anyone remember?
A squared
What's the
equals
name?
B squared.
What's
Huh?
the name of the rule? Yeah, that's all.
I know, like
Cosine.
Cosine rule.
No, no, cosine, my bad.
Cosine rule. Thank you, Miss Cooper. She ain't even doing BGCSE. Boy, imagine she's doing BGCSE. Boy, y'all looking crying.
I know one thing. I usually pass them because these things that you're not doing.
See, I can tell you eyes and girls. Um, yeah, it's not difficult. It's just exposure, right? So, um,
well, it ain't just exposure, it's practice.
practice. Yeah, that's true. Um, but I mean, I think that's what practice is, right? Repeated exposure, right?
Miss Petit, you could like, be exposed to a song over and over, and you still wouldn't know the lyrics.
Repeated. You can get that.
So, it's exposure with intent.
Exposure with intent. I agree. Yeah, exposure with. I mean, but some things do come. I mean, I'm trying to beat this, but yeah, but exposure
No,
with
no,
intent.
no, no, no. I wish it was like that.
Exposure with intent. I like that. All right. Okay, so let's go. So you already did A and B. So let's continue. This is let's continue on with this. So they want the angle. Oh, so 4 points. I like this. I'm gonna give you all a chance to do it on your own first. So RPQ. So excuse me. Tell me what RPQ is. So I'm gonna just calculate angle RPQ. Give you 1 minute for that. 1 minute for that. And the timer has begun.
Sorry, I'm back. I just stepped out for a minute. We just started.
Yeah. Calculate RPQ in 1 minute. I'll be back. All right, that's time. Any answers or at least ideas?
I would attempt to.
Nancy, while you were away, right?
Yes.
We was joking. We said that you said that last night you was gonna stay all night and today you're gonna be a bearings guru, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, that would get you one of the thing when I studied biology.
So
Listen to me. It didn't go well. No, for real, I really was studying biology last night. It didn't go well. No man.
so you are
Right.
you are a bearings guru now. So you get this answer in one correct.
I really understand the question.
Any ideas, anyone?
I would attempt.
110 degrees.
What do you say?
110 degrees.
I thought you say -10.
Uh-uh.
I almost puke out the beverage I drinking.
No, man.
17. I OG, but like I'm going wrong. I'm about to say 180.
If you get 180, usually that's wrong.
I know, but that's sort of okay because I thinking
180.
about.
Would you get Mr. Bethel?
Wait, can it be? No, can it be 75?
75.
Yes, sir. I'm thinking about 70. But then that'll be too easy because he on top.
Can it be 55 degrees?
55. Okay.
What about 115 degrees?
Let's see. My goodness.
40 some
I
answers.
know, right? I get every number in the book. You all might just say 0 to infinity.
I wonder what I do.
I'm gonna give you one more answer to secure.
Oh Lord.
Just secure. How I would attempt to do this, man, it's
Kennedy, I and you.
20,
I'm just being lost. The two I lost.
115, then
Oh my God.
that's
Never know.
180.
Okay. First of all, what
Mr. P,
Yes, sir.
does P and R have a length?
Yeah. Remember that length was 126. We saw it yesterday.
So this is why we stressing. You follow. Okay, so what was this corner over there? A. That's why you have a stressor like that. Please pull it in so we could figure the rest out.
Remember?
At 70 degrees.
Yeah, from yesterday. This was 70. And this was 126. From yesterday. And then Q was 65.
So hold on, Lala. I have to read, and I rechanging my answer. Hold on.
Mercy.
Hold on. What
Only
did
Mr.
the
Battle saw that as a rock. Can you change it?
No.
Should I put a 1 in front of the 75? Lock in my last answer, 175.
175. Okay.
No, but that's still too simple because we only took 2 dots to get it. Anyhow.
Let's go.
Be
So,
firm with your
say it again.
Be firm with your answer.
I know, right? Okay, so we want angle RPQ. So we're trying to find the one in the middle, so that's P, right? So we want this one, isn't it? We want this angle, right? I can't believe you all didn't see it. Listen, we have 3 sides, right? We have an angle. We want a missing angle. Which rule are we going to use to figure this out?
You say what? We have 2 sides and we missing one angle?
We have all the sides. We have an angle, but we're missing an angle.
So that'll be cosine again then.
You could use cosine rule. We could also use what?
Sine?
Sine rule, yeah. Sine rule or cosine rule, whatever.
See, I ain't getting these questions.
You have to know. Look, all it is a triangle, you know, isn't it? This is a triangle.
See, I don't like this. I personally don't like it.
It's just a triangle, and you're trying to miss an angle. And
No, it ain't that. You know, just the fact that we thinking about when you hear the word bearings, you don't hear.
When you hear bearings, I give you one. Think cosine. Just think cosine, because that's what you can use, no doubt. Especially your paper 3. Paper 3, if you're in paper 3 and you see bearings, just start writing cosine rule formula. Just start, right? Because that's what they can force you to use. All right. So we have to use the cosine rule. We can use the cosine rule or the sine rule.
So Mr. B, is the cosine or sine easier?
That's a good question. In this question, cosine rule is easier.
So we do the exact same one?
Miss Cooper, you saying something?
How you know which one is easier for the question?
Because I'm used to these questions.
And
so when I did sine using sine rule, it just was a tad
No.
bit involved. So I say, you know what, let me just use cosine rule all the time because it's just
So cosine rule is better for all.
for bearings, yes.
So every question you have to use the cosine rule.
Not it. For bearings with paper 3, more than likely. They ask you for a missing angle and they ask you for a missing side, and then you have to use cosine rule for both of them. That's how they usually do it. Okay, so we have to use cosine rule. Not this cosine rule though. I mean, it's the same cosine rule, but we're using it
I,
for angle.
I don't start to see.
You can start to see that you get. I know. I saw that a while ago. So
I say wrong. You said that some cut me off.
I like your optimism. Good. So we're gonna use cosine rule, but the cosine rule that we're gonna use is the one. Let me show you. It's in your exam, so that's a good thing. It's a ray of hope. So they give it to you. Just have to know where to find it. There it is. So we're using not this one. This one is for finding missing side, right? Using this one, finding missing angle. Okay.
Wait, that's
And they
different.
derive from the same formula.
They are exactly the same form. Just switch around.
But like, wait, there's a difference between those two?
Yeah, there's a difference, and the difference
What?
is this one is the subject, and then here a squared is the subject. Okay. Like
Okay,
one
so
come
the
from the
first one
other.
is defined in what angle?
The first one is to find the side. The second one is to find the angle.
So, Mr. Petit, this like a question. This could be a question like if they say I'll make cosine A the subject.
They wouldn't ask that, but
No, I mean if it's
it could be a
possible.
question. Yeah, it could be a question. So this one is for finding the side, and this one is for finding the angle. Okay. But I don't know if you could see it. Like all we did was to make cosine for the subject, we send b squared over, we send c squared over, we divide top and bottom by negative 2bc, we get cos of a. That's how we do it. So this first one is to find the side. The second one is to find the angle. And so let's go. Let's use this one, the one to find the angle. Remember for bearings, please remember these two formulas. They will be used in bearings most of the times for paper 3 questions. If it's paper 2,
They always bring them on here.
yeah, they also give it to you in the exam. For paper 2, you may not need to use cosine rule. You may not need to use cosine rule. But for paper 3, for sure, if bearings come and they ask you for missing side or missing angle, you know use cosine rule one time, one crank. And so let's use cosine rule.
So any of them answers they give you, right?
Any one of the answers they give you, mean any one of these? Oh, you mean the answers that they give me? We gotta see, right? More than likely no, because no, for real, because
You think they have a decimal value?
yeah, you're gonna have like a decimal value. You have to, you know, round or something like that. One of the most important parts of these questions is figuring out what is your A. Your A is always the unknown. All right. So the unknown angle here is this one, right? And so we're gonna call that A, right? This unknown one, capital A. We're gonna call that capital A. And the corresponding side is gonna be 75. That's small a. Those two are very important for this formula, right? So the first thing you do when you're trying to do cosine rule is find what A is, right? The other rest, B and C, are interchangeable, but A is a specific one, right? So capital A is the one that you're trying to find, this one. Small a is the angle, or is the side rather, that corresponds to that missing angle. Again, capital A is the angle you're trying to find.
So
Small
B and C could be anything.
Yeah, B and C
Anything
could
else.
be used interchangeably, but A, capital A is the missing angle. Small a is the side that corresponds to the missing angle. It have to be 75. It can't be nothing else but 75. It have to be. Okay. Now we could play with the B and C. So B, we could say that B is 130 and C is 126, or we can say that B is 126 and C is 130. It doesn't matter. But A have to be
It would always be like the missing angle.
the missing angle, and the small a is going to be the missing side. Okay, always better than mine. The side that corresponds to the missing angle, I should say. So always remember that. So again, capital A is the missing angle. Small a is the side that corresponds to the missing angle. So it can't be 130 and it can't be 126. It must be the side that corresponds to the missing angle. Alright, so with that being said, I think we are ready. Capital A, we do not know. Small a, we know is how much? We just said it. How much that is?
75.
75, thank you. 75. Small b is 130. Small c is 126. And that's why they asked us to keep this the whole number too. And we're ready to go, right? So cos of A, it's literally just plug and chug. That's all. Cos of A equals to B squared is going to be
130
30 to the power
squared.
of 2, yeah, squared, plus C squared is going to be what?
126.
126 to the power of 2.
That's what you could skip the step, like just put what it is squared.
What you mean?
Like instead of putting 130 squared, just put what it is squared.
You mean in the calculator one time?
Yes, sir.
I mean, you can, but I wouldn't. I just want to show it completely. A squared
Oh,
is going to be 75 squared. Just to let the examiners know that I'm using the formula properly. Like once I
oh,
have this, I mean, I could, skip steps, but I need to show them, hey, I plug and chug properly. B is 130 times C, which is 126. Good, and so let's do it. So cos of A is going to be 130 squared plus 126 squared minus 75 squared. So
I mean, they already do these before.
if I already did them, what do you mean?
Like we find 130 square, 126 square.
I gonna put
No,
it.
we didn't find the 120. We find the 130 and the 75 square.
Okay. Yeah, you mean with the other.
it's a Mark Papa up.
Yeah, man. What is 120? You know how much times we use this in this class? Like,
I noticed yesterday, but I like Mark Papa.
yeah, we use that. They use this like a gazillion times. 126 squared minus 75 squared Good. So we have 27151. 27151. 27151. All divided by. Let me move this. 27151. All divided by 2, 130, and 126. 2 times 130 times 126. 2 times 130 times 126. 327, 60. 327, 60. 327, 60. Now the next step, anyone can guess. Shouldn't be doing this next step. We need to solve for 8. What could we do?
We'll divide.
The-
And whenever to get, we have to inverse it.
Very good. And so
Good job.
you're going to take the cosine inverse of both sides. So it's going to cos of A equals to cosine inverse of 271, 51 all over 327, 60. Good. And so the cosine and its inverse cancel each other. I glad that Mr. Ricardo remembered that. How you remember that? That's interesting. Very good. I guess that's practice. So A is going to be equal to cosine inverse of 271, 51 all divided by 327, 60. Alright, so A equals to cosine inverse of this number, of this thing. So make sure your calculator is in degree mode.
Would you say we cosine and inverse in the fraction?
Yes.
So how come you didn't simplify it first?
You mean divide it?
Yes.
Because then it's gonna give me a thing a decimal, and I don't wanna have to round that decimal.
So the auto calculator can what?
What do you mean? I don't know if Math Pop is gonna track it. I don't know.
Not be saying Papa Ma.
I trust Symbol better for these stuff. 271, 60.
So you have to put the cosine inverse first and then the fraction.
Yeah.
On the calculator.
Yeah, and make sure brackets right. Where are we? 27151. Nancy, where are you? On here, you at all? I hope you.
I'm here. I'm just watching.
27151.
Yeah, no, because I know I'm going back until the weekend.
327. Yes, ma'am. 60. Yes, ma'am.
I thought I thought y'all say that Nancy said she's practicing these.
Yeah, Nancy says she's gonna pull an all-nighter and she's gonna be a guru in the morning.
I did, but I didn't do math though. Honestly, I didn't do math because Mr. Petit is still taking forever. My exams is 2 days away, guys. Mr. Petit have not sent me not one piece of biology information. It's cool.
Ouch.
It's cool.
What you got,
So
Mr. Petit?
I'm self-teaching. I'm teaching myself biology
I
for
get
Friday.
34.
Who is
Oh wow, you didn't know
who
your
is
pain.
doing there?
34
Okay.
is 34.0.
So, Mr. Petit, when you then open the bracket, do you have to close it?
You have to close it, yeah. You have to close it.
How?
Close it.
How to close it with the two?
Trim with the two.
I ain't closing individually. Like not, it ain't making a big one then close two at once. Let's close in one at the top and then one at the bottom.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Okay, you see how you open it up? Like on your
Yeah.
open that big bracket?
Yeah.
How do you do that? That big bracket without the two in it. The numerator and the denominator.
No. That's thing you have to cause a different type of calculator. So what you have to do is you have to just regularly divide it, and so what it'll be is it'll look more like this. So it'll look like, give me the numerator again. 27151, I think, and then divided by what it'll be 327 60. So yours will look more like this.
Ah, that's how you put it in.
Yeah. And so you should get the same thing. Give me something different. 271. Apologize for these weird odds on the site. It's be so weird. Get irritated at that.
Question: can we stop at the decimal point or we have to continue?
What you get? Sure.
No, I'm asking you. So you have to stop at the decimal point.
What you mean?
I'll stop at this scale. Like, let's say if you just like 34 degrees, do I have to go into point 3? I mean, 0.03?
Say it again.
Do I have to put 0.03?
0.03. Well, the question didn't say. They just said the question said the question just said they want angle. I would leave it. I would round it to 34. But what I would do is I would put the decimal first. Yeah, they just say it. So no, we leave it as whole number. So what I do is I would put the decimal first, like how I did here, and then round it. You always do that. Put the decimal first and then round it to 34. Okay. So that's the thing.
Hey, Mr. Busy, I have a question. Is it okay if I miss a couple of classes this week just to study? Is that something
Good luck.
That's fine.
I could do?
That's fine. I would do it if that's me.
What subject you studying?
Because I don't feel fully prepared for biology, so I want to take some time out and really,
Sure, no problem.
down a bit.
I all for that. I would do it if it's me.
So you got exam.
All right, so let's go.
Seriously, did they ever see each other in the exam?
They probably did. They just didn't realize that
Not the way they set up. Because they only allow rows at a time to leave. And like she came early, I think. And I just one of the last persons who came in.
Oh,
Yeah, so she was on the left side, I was on the right side, and they let the left side go first. And then we was one of the last to leave.
if y'all let's see each other, y'all wouldn't know who y'all was, like who each other was.
No, not by no profile picture.
Okay.
Mr.
Someone need to
D,
bring a big sign say Mr.
I would
Petit
thought
class.
we was gonna like do like language all day because language in like 2 days or so.
Language all day. No, I can't do that. I mean, language is language is writing. So I mean, um, I think we know the principles. We've been doing that. Um, I think we've been doing that for a while. You know how to write, what to include, and what not to include. What we want in each essay. I think we've covered that. Um, the only thing left is practice. On your part. Um, so yeah, I don't think that we have to do language straight through. When languages again?
Thursday.
Thursday. We have one more class before that. I'll review y'all essays and then that's it. So
Mr. D, can you go back on the question, bless?
no.
Mr. D, pray for me.
Oh, and you always get next year, man. Don't stress yourself.
Please, Mr.
Hold
Bethel,
on. Yeah.
please, please,
Hey,
don't.
what? We can hit start, wait.
Hey.
Yes, Miss Betty.
Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I have my placement exam for you be on the 25th. What time? When you stop teaching, like when you have your summer break.
You say on the 25th of June?
Yes.
Uh,
The placement exam.
well, I stopped the week of, I think the 15th is when I stop.
Okay.
It's the last day.
Mr. D, is
Yeah,
there a next part of the question? Oh,
there is. I was waiting on you to finish. You
I
finished?
have it.
Okay. All right. So, right along. Okay. So we found out what P is using cosine rule, and we use this one. Hopefully, no one have any questions on that. I hope. If you have any questions, let me know. But it's just a straightforward application of the cosine rule, finding out what A is, B, and C, and then calculating it. Um, the next part of the question is where they ask us to find the bearing of airport P from airport R. Notice the marks on these things, right? Heavy. Cosine rule, 4 points each, right? Heavy marks. That's 8, 10, 12 marks. This reminds me of functions. Um,
And
so
this is 3 or 2?
paper three,
Okay.
paper three. So the bearing of airport P from airport R. The bearing of airport P from airport R. Okay, so let's consider that.
So what they mean by bearing?
Okay, so remember, bearing is just an angle. All right, and they want us to start from airport R. So they say they want the bearing of P from R. The bearing of P.
So do we use our protractor?
It's not the scale, so you can't use a protractor. So they say from R, from airport R. So we have to start from R, right? As we always do. Want to say from. Draw our north. That's how we always start at bearing. So start at the point. Draw your north. Here north is already drawn for us, so that's good. Then after you do that, then we're gonna go in the clockwise direction until we find until we reach to the side that they want us to get. So until we reach to the side P. So clockwise direction all the way. This is going to be right here. Okay. So this is the bearing that we want. The bearing is this angle, this reflex angle, or this reflex angle here, the one in red. So well, we already know several things. We already know that this is 34, right? We already know that this is 70. And so we're just gonna use and we want to know what this part, because we could easily get it. So if we know what this green part is, right? Then all we need to do is subtract the green part from the red part. Let's call this green part. Let's call it X, right? And let's call the bearing Y. Alright, so the green part we're gonna call X, and we're gonna call the bearing Y. Okay. So what we do know is that X plus Y is gonna be equal to what? Must be equal to what? 360. Because the sun in green plus the one in red, if it gives you a full circle, so it's going to be equal to 360. Again, X plus Y equals 360, right? There's also another thing. If we consider this one right here, so I can call that the one in purple, right? We also know that if we call this one, let's call this one N, right? We also know that X plus N is going to be equal to 180 minus 34 plus 70. Can anyone tell me why I would say that?
Because it's the sum of the interior angle.
Yeah, because
It's
it's
180.
yeah.
And the missing side is should add up to 180
Mm,
from the two known sides.
yeah. So the idea is that this one is 34, this one is 70, this one right here, if we zoom in carefully, look, this right here, these same two, right, is one angle, X and N, right? They should add up to, sorry, I'm gonna put it over. They should add up to 34, 70, and this X and N should add up to 180 because we are in a triangle. All right. Do y'all see that? Let me know. 34,
No,
70,
sir.
and this should add up to 180. So, okay. So that means that if we want to figure out what X and N is, we need to take 180 minus it from 34 plus 70. What is that going to be? We get X plus N equals to 180 minus what is 34 plus 70?
104.
Say it again.
104.
4, 1, 0, 4. And so x plus n is going to be equal to 104. 180 minus 104 is what?
76.
76. All right, and so x plus n is going to be equal to 76. Okay.
But does that in itself help us, though?
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what you use, clapping?
No, I'm not clapping. That's not a clap.
Oh,
What if you was sitting your keyboard?
No. That's my nails on the surface of the computer.
that's what.
Yeah. Um.
So how do we find how much degrees belongs to x and how much degrees belongs to n?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's a good question. That's a good question. Mm, Well, what we could do is we have to use the only thing we have left is to use our angle properties. I mean, so we know that we could extend this further. We know we could extend this further. We know we could extend this further. We know we could extend that further. And so we essentially have is this transversal cutting through that. That's what we have. Let me kind of use a different. So we have this transversal cutting through. And we know that so essentially what we have is this, this, and that. And so what could we say about this angle right here? This angle along with this angle should add up to 180 degrees. So this angle along with which angle? This full thing. You agree? You all see that? So this angle, right, along with this full thing must add up to 180 degrees. You all see that?
I think so.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So we have dot, dot, dot. Very good. We have dot, dot, dot. Yes. So n, what we call n, along with this should give us 180, but this is 70, and we saw yesterday that q is 65. And so what is 70 plus 65?
135.
So keep this is going to be so apparently we didn't need we I don't know if we need this right now. I don't see how that will help us. Let's do it this way.
Well, it'll help us because we could take the n away from
Ah,
this.
from the
Understand? And get the rest for X. The leftover could be for X.
Yeah, that'll help us formulate. Okay, so you're saying. Um, so let's not cover it then. So, um, so what we need is, all right, so, all right, so that's gonna be, n, therefore, it's gonna be equal to 180 minus 70 and 65. So n, therefore, is going to be equal to 180 minus what? Wouldn't that be 135? Right? So n equals to 180 minus 135. What is that?
45.
45. And we just saw that x and n is how much? 76, right?
Yes, sir.
So x is equal to 76 minus 45, which is what?
31.
31. Okay. So we have that x is 31, n is 45. Them two together gives us the 76 that we desire. But we need to find out what y is. Right? Remember, y is the bearing, right? From here to here. So y is going to be equal to 360 minus 31, which is what? 329. And so the bearing for P from part R is going to be 329 degrees. Any questions on that? Please let me know.
Um, why is this only worth 2 points?
That's what I'm
I get
saying.
a lot of questions on that.
Yeah, why is it only worth 2 points? That's what I think. Maybe there's an easy way to get y.
That's really, I think you over engineer this one.
Yeah, me too. I think
Over
we.
engineered it.
I'm trying to think of an easier way to get y. But we only get y by 180. Well, the only other way. No, that ain't got possible. Hmm. The only other way we could get that still be
I
complicated
did
because
manage it from 360 though.
say it again.
Why did you manage it from 360?
Because what is y? Look at y. Y is this whole thing, you know.
But isn't Y and R
No,
together?
no. Be careful. R is not the angle. R is a point. So don't look at y as this and r as this. Y is the whole thing.
So what would be R?
R is just the point R. R is not an angle.
Bearing from bearing of port P from
From
port
F of
R.
R. Okay. So y is all of this. So I think we could clear that up. So let me show you. Um. So now that we saw it once, I think if we do it again, we can kind of get a better appreciation of what's happening.
I just want to figure out where Y come into play, because if it's R,
R is the point R. So R is not an angle. So it ain't like R is this angle. No, R
so
is.
you just label the entire thing Y?
Yeah, I decided to label the entire thing Y. So I said okay, because
Okay.
they say they want the bearing of F what P from F what R, and so how did we get our bearing? We start from R because they say from R. So we start from R. We draw our north. Okay. Then we go clockwise, right? And so it's going to be all of this, right? All of this is the bearing, right? But this is a reflex angle, right? And we are saying that if we know what this small angle is, this one, right? If we know what that is, we can call it x. If we know what that is, and we subtracted it from 360, and we can get what that bearing is. I'm going to call the bearing y. Okay. So if we know what x is, right, and we subtracted it from 360, we could get what y is. Y'all understand that?
Yes.
Anyone else? If we know what x is, we subtracted it from 360, we get what y is. Do we understand that?
Yes.
Anyone else? We have to
But
talk
the
about
thing
it.
is, how hard X is to actually find.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. That's the question. So how are we gonna get x is what we've been trying to do. And so um until we know that P is 34 from the original question, from what we saw already. We know that Q is 65. We already saw that in the previous question. We know that this is 70. We saw that in the previous questions. These are what we already know, right? Um Now I'm gonna call this one N. So X and N, right, form this angle here, right? It's one angle. And so we know 34 x and n and 70 gives us 180. So that means that x plus n is going to be equal to 180 because angles in a triangle add up to 180, right? So x plus n, which is these two, going to give us, it's going to be 180 minus 34 plus 70, because if we add 34, 70, and this angle, we should get 180 degrees. And so x plus n, after we do the calculations, it's going to be equal to 180, like we did before, minus 135, because 34 plus 70 is 135. And so x plus n is going to be equal to 76. Okay, now that we have, oh no, 45, sorry. 45, because 135 minus 180 minus 35, 135 is 45. So this is 45. What that means is that, use a highlighter, this entire angle here, right here, is 45 degrees. So this one right here, that is 45 degrees. Both of them combined is 45. Okay, so 34, 45, 70, 180. Okay, so now that we have x and n is 45, we want to figure what x is to, right? Because if we get x, we subtract that from 360, we could get what y is. And so we need to figure what x is, but oh my, why did I erase that? So I draw it back. We know y is this bearing, we know that x is that middle portion we're trying to find right now. This one. That's x. Now, if we extend our knots, right? If we extend them, so this one extend like so, and if we extend this down,
Didn't on the last one? Didn't you said that x plus n equals to 76 or something like that?
no, x plus n is 45. No. Oh, 76. Thank you. 10. I was looking at the wrong thing. 134 plus 70 is 104. Sorry, it's 104. And then x plus n is 76. My bad. So x and n is 76. My bad, I did the calculations wrong. I was just looking at the previous one. But 34 plus 70 is 104. And so x plus n is 76. That means that 34, 76, 70 gives me 180. So now that we know that x and n is 76, right? How do we find what n is? Now we know that if we have two parallel lines, we have a transversal cutting through them. We know that this angle right here and this angle right here, if we add them, we should get 180 degrees because they're co-interior angles. And so that would mean that this angle right here, n, along with this angle right here, right, is going to be, if we add them together, they should give us 180 degrees. And so that means that n equals 180 minus 70 plus 65. And so n is going to be equal to 180 minus, what is 70 plus 65? That's 135. And so n is going to be equal to 45 degrees. And so we get that n is 45 degrees. So this angle here is 45 degrees. So that's 45. But we know that x and n together is 76. Okay? And so if we need to figure out what x is, we're going to say x equals to 76 minus what? 76 minus what?
45.
45.
Mr. Fatigue,
Mhm.
would you say x was again?
X is this one.
Yes, what it was.
This thing. You mean the answer?
Yeah.
76 minus 45.
31.
Okay, so Mr. Fatigue,
Mhm.
you see P, right? Point
Yeah, I
P.
see. Yeah, I see point P.
And you know that I have an arc,
Give me point
a
P.
180 arc
That
from
is.
N. From N
Mhm.
to, yes. And the sum of that is 115 plus 34. And to find this missing angle, it could be minus 180, right?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be angle X?
that would. Because because alternate angles. Because if we find what this is, let's see. This is 115 plus 34. That's 149. 180 minus 149. 31. So if this is 31, this one, if this is 31, this must also be 31. Subtract it from 360, you get the same thing. That's another way to do it. And so we get 31. Once we get 31, either by using the alternate angles or by using this way, we subtracted it from 360 to find y. So y is going to be equal to 360 minus 31, which is 329. And so the bearing again is 329 degrees. Right, so that's how we could get it. Alright. Alright, so wow, it's 8:12. Gee. Oh.
All right, so I guess that's the end of class then.
No. We have to do health in general. Let me see if we could. We have to do health in general. I have to. One moment. Let me see something. Uh. Um. What's the old link? Cause okay, it's the old link, right? I think I might be here on Nathan from. No, he's not. All right, Deshaun. Um. So yeah, I think that we can do is so for those who are not doing health science, general science, or biology, you could leave. But if you are, you can stay for the rest of the class. I know bearing cells is a little interesting. Hopefully, with a bit more practice with these questions.
That remind me of the circle theorem.
That reminds of circle theorem.
Yeah, you have to be like you have to have intuitiveness.
Yeah, intuitiveness, creativity. Yeah, multiple ways to
I
see.
think that's harder than circle theorem though.
You think so? Yeah, I'd argue that easily because this one involves cosine rules.
No, that's for this last part of it though.
Oh, just for the
Like
last
how
one.
they wanted us to do the arc.
Yeah, alternate angles. You have to just be able to see it. I mean, it's fun. Because you
I
know.
think the bearing harder to find.
Yeah, I think Baron's are harder to do. Yeah. Well, it's a challenge, right? Um,
But why only 2 points, Mr. Badi?
only 2 points because there was an easy way to do it because just like how Bethel showed, I think that's the way they wanted us to go. Um, because if you look carefully at it, um, we didn't have to do all that. All we had to do was say, well, because we already know that this one was 34. And so if we extend this one, the missing one here would be 31 because, well, all of these are angles on a straight line. And so if this is 31, that means that this is also 31 because, I don't know if you see it, but like they form a Z. So this one is on this side, the next one is on that side. So they are alternate angles rather. And so they're equal. So if this is 31, this will also be 31. That means that if we go from here to here, we subtract the 31 from 360. So y is equal to 360 minus 31, which is 329. That's another way to do it. I think that's the way they wanted us to do it. It's easier.
I think they need to upgrade this and have it like from 2 to 4 points,
What do you mean?
depending on how you do it, how you arrive to your answer.
No, I guess part of it is also looking at part of it is also looking at, well, what's the best way, right? And so I think part of your skill is in choosing the best way, you know, um, being able to choose the wisest choice, and that's part of it. Uh, yeah. So I'm gonna do some.
Search for that band question.
That's it. That's it. No more.
I gonna have to go over that one.
Yeah, go over it. Try to do it on your own, and then look back at the answers and see what happened. I think we need to really go over bearing some more, um, just to practice some more of these. We need to see. Um, it's one of those topics. It's one of those topics. All right, so yeah, so that's cool. Um, so I'm gonna do some paper one, paper twos today. Um, let's see where that heads us.
Isn't health in general
Health in general is now, but biology is a mixture of the two, so that's fine.
no, I don't mind sending me answer sheets, because I know that they have the exam coming up too, so I don't want to take away from.
It's the same thing.
If you say so.
It's the same thing.
I think Nancy realized that because she never come to class.
Yeah, they benefit greatly from health in general class. They're the same thing. They literally is repeat the same questions, like from your exam and their exam.
Okay.
Same thing.
I don't know. You never invite Belle. You only invite me once.
Invite. Class is open.
No, but you only tell me come
Exactly.
once. I didn't know that I could come.
No. And then when I invited her at that time, she's like, can I go now? Like,
You can't wait for Martha over the active class finish.
exactly.
That's not right. God is not pleased.
She's gonna go talking to what his name is, Robert or like Bob.
No, she. The frog.
Yeah, the frog. Yeah. The frog.
So disrespectful. Man. You all need to stand on me and
It's Mr. Bob.
The Bob. But we already did 2013. That's
we started it. Remember, we stopped at like Bethel. What question did we stop at?
No, not. But we didn't. We was on what 2010, I think.
I'm oblivious.
When you need someone to help stand in your defense, Lord. Bethel is not.
Y'all don't.
Nancy, it shouldn't matter. We should breeze through it anyway. Whether we know it or not, we should breeze through it.
No, I know the biology, but I want like have a strong commander like paper 1 and 2. Cause no paper 5 can kill me.
Strong commander.
It's a
I
paper
can
Not
slay.
just experiments.
a paper
Literally,
5.
paper
That's
5
like
can
Harry
slay.
Potter.
Can slay us.
So how much papers it is?
It's 5
One,
papers.
2, 3, and
My
5.
goodness. Wow.
Paper 1, 2, and 3, and then coursework is 4, and then the private paper, the exam paper is like 5 as experiment.
All right, let's do this. I think this is a very straightforward one. Anyone can answer. BJC, BGCSE, like they're the same thing.
Try.
Identify with cell. The diagram shows some specialized cell. This is 2010. No, this is 2010. This is 2018, I believe. Um, yeah, 2018, paper 2, biology. The diagram shows some specialized cells. Identify which cell has chloroplast.
B.
B?
Yeah.
Yeah, B. B is
To the
correct.
plant cell.
B is a plant cell. Identify which cell has cilia.
E.
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 E is what cell?
I don't know what that is.
I try to remember the name now. Is it a hair root cell or something like that?
Mm,
Am I close?
cell. That might have passed with. When I look at that, I think of thingum. I think of. Let's look. Let me see. I think of thingum. I think of.
I.
I think of. I think of.
The epithelium.
Yeah, I think of the skin.
Could be. Google it. Just really know.
I think of the skin. Let me see.
Please, if you could.
Yeah, no problem. This is gonna be so.
Wow, not the please.
That's me laughing right now.
Nancy, you sound really desperate. What's going on?
I sound what?
You sound really desperate.
She on the brink.
I over here trying to recall. Is she talking like that? Like, can you?
No, I always just say please though. Y'all don't. I'm respectful.
Not with the voice trembling.
No, man, it wasn't trembling. Yeah.
Don't do that.
She say, if you could please, like,
Y'all
what?
trying to overdo it. Don't do that. Don't do
I
that.
over here like, what is Nancy doing?
I am a respectful person. Of course, I'm going to say please. That's normal.
No, they ain't look like you have a cell with me.
Well, no.
Yeah. That's a skin cell.
Yeah. I guess because it's a hair, the little short thingies on the top of it probably give it away.
Yeah. Okay. Which one has no nucleus?
C.
Hey.
That's what? What do you mean?
Oh.
Red blood cell. Oh, because C is a red blood cell, yeah.
Blood cell. Thank you.
C.
My man is too far this time.
It's okay.
Which one has axon?
D.
D.
That's a what?
That's the motor neuron.
Yeah.
Neuron.
Neurons.
Neurons on nerve cell, right? Where do we find nerve cells?
That's right.
In the what?
In central nervous system.
In the central nervous system. Nancy, you pretty good. I know why you scary.
And that's why we don't need any
You find them in the peripheral nervous system too.
I study, right? But at the same time, I just study to fulfill my nerves. You know what I mean? When I'm nervous, I just study. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Just let the girl take over. You don't feel nervous no more.
Mr. Bethel, please. Let them be productive students. All right. So,
you'll get numb quick.
State the function of cells A and C and explain one adaptation that helps the cell carry this function. So let's start with cell A. So we have the function and then what adaptation helps it to do.
The function is to fuse with a egg cell.
Egg cell, yeah.
Fertilize an egg cell, yes.
And then the the adaptation is like it have that little tail to
Now the tail.
to help it get to the
Help it get to? What you mean help it get to? What do you mean?
It has a tail
yeah,
for
it has
movement.
the adaptation. It has a tail to get to assist in the process of
To swim.
yeah
Exactly. Yes.
to the swim to the egg cell.
Yes, ma'am. To fertilize it.
Yeah. No, I got that.
Good. And then the next one is cell C. What adaptation? What is
Keep telling yourself that.
What's the function?
Transport oxygen and nutrients around the body.
Transport oxygen throughout the body, and what adaptation helps it?
It is round and flat, so it could carry.
It does not have a nucleus.
Thank you. It
Does not have a nucleus.
doesn't have a
Yeah.
nucleus.
For real?
Yes.
I thought that tissue would be
You
like
just answer that, though.
round body.
No, not round body. No. I mean, the most you could say is that's a
No nucleus, so it wouldn't take up space.
yeah, and then it.
I was about to say because of the round, it could take up a lot of oxygen because it's round.
Well, don't say because it's round. Say because it has a large surface area.
Okay.
But they would want here no nucleus though.
They would want no nucleus in combination with
You could say don't it have a large surface and no nucleus.
Because they have no nucleus here at I for A. I was just trying to find something that they didn't state.
Else? No nucleus. Because it has no nucleus, consequently it has a large surface area, right?
Indeed.
So and then that helps it to, and it has a pigment called hemoglobin which binds to oxygen. Okay.
So what's the difference between hemoglobin and hemoglobin?
English and American.
Oh, that's it?
Name cell B. Oh, that's easy.
A plant cell.
Plant cell.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we can say, plant cell. State specifically where in a plant the cell is found.
On the leaf,
In
like
the leaf.
in the leaf.
By the leaf.
Leaf in the leaf.
Yeah.
Wait, which one to say? On or in?
So that's a palisade then.
In the leaf.
Palisade cell, yeah. In the leaf. That's where the cell is found. In the leaf. State two differences shown. Oh, so I answered the question. State two differences shown on the diagram between cell B and cell E.
No cell wall.
Yeah, no cell wall.
Cell B and cell E.
No nucleus.
No, they. You have a.
You mean no cilia?
No cilia. Yeah, this one have a cilia. This one doesn't.
Body. The body shape is a tad.
One have chloroplast.
One don't have chloroplast.
Yes, chloroplast. These ones are chloroplast.
One makes its own food. Yeah.
No.
What about red blood cell?
One have a vacuole.
Do not say that making their own food because it says shown on the diagram.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so be careful.
So like we can't like say their functions as in like function wise.
No. The most we can say is cilia. We can talk about the chloroplast. We can talk about the cell wall. But we can't talk about none of that.
Okay.
What about the vacuole?
Yeah, and the vacuole.
All right.
But we can't talk about that. All right.
So vacuum would be like one has vacuum, one don't. Then I could use that.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a big two, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the images, the pictures show 4 images of organisms found in the Bahamian ecosystem. Define the term ecosystem.
Place where plants and animals reside.
Yeah, a community, plants and animals.
Place where plants and animals.
You trying to define habitat or ecosystem? Which one?
A wide variety of
Ecosystem.
living and non-living things in an environment or something like that.
They're not just in the environment. This is something you understand.
The living and non-living part of the environment.
Not just that.
In and in like in an area.
Okay, so an ecosystem is going to be a place where living things interact. That's very important. Interact with each other and the environment. That's
Hold on,
important.
let me find out.
So make sure you have that interaction idea in that definition. So they're just not there. You know what I mean? They are interacting with each other, helping each other out. Symbiotic relationship, we give the plant something, the plant give us something, and we interact with the environment. So yeah. So an
Okay, could you
ecosystem is a
repeat that?
place where living things
Ecos.
interact with each other and the environment.
Ecos.
Next up we have name the Bahamian ecosystem in which these organisms are found.
Shit.
Say it again.
Never mind.
Name the Bahamian ecosystem in which these organisms are found.
The
The
Bahamian
sea,
eco.
Say the sea.
The marine something.
Once you see,
splashstone,
I think this gives it away. Once you see periwinkle, limpet, sea anemone, shiden, there's the rocky shore.
I was gonna say rocky shore, but ain't nothing say that on the rock though.
The rocky shore ecosystem contains these. All right, contains these animals.
If only there was a starfish, I could have said okay, rocky shore.
Man. Periwinkle, limpet, sea anemone, rocky shore. If you want some notes on rocky shore, there's a little bulletin they have. Rocky shore. Not Yeah, the Bahamas National Trust. They have a nice little
Okay.
PDF, good stuff. So it has the different zones. So we have intertidal. Oh, this one is the sandy shore ecosystem.
Bahamas National.
Yeah, Bahamas National Trust. They have some on the rocky shore and also on the sandy shore also.
Rocky Shore. Okay.
This should be a good document.
but then that's also the splash zone.
Wow, they say ecosystem there.
Yes,
And then we have different types of animals shown. I would go more with rocky shore just to cover everything.
Okay, of the melting job. Lord, thank you for that.
State one way in which this
Gee,
ecosystem is of
you're some way different.
State one way in which this ecosystem is of economic importance to the Bahamas.
Hmm.
sorry. Say one way in which
This ecosystem is of economic importance to the Bahamas.
Economic importance.
they bring a lot of tourists. They're
Yeah,
tourist
tourist
attraction.
attraction. Yeah. And then what else? Where's
People sell.
one moment. Where's Kennedy Cooper? Might be just
Hi.
so sad. They're so silent. These are
Right here.
Oh yeah, we make designs out of them. That's what I was thinking hard on that one.
yeah. So
We make necklaces and bracelets and
yeah, that's good.
all of those things.
You mean crafts, right?
I
Crafts can be
think that's
sold,
what it is.
and it also provides a source of food too.
Income.
Yeah, income from food sold and products sold, right?
Indeed.
Organisms are adapted to survive specific factors. Complete the table below using only the organisms shown below. So um have which organism, whether it be the chitin, the cyanamon, the limpet, or the periwinkle, which one has to um fight against wave action
The
and
periwinkle.
prevent and the adaptation it uses is um how does adaptation aids? It prevents physical damage to soft tissue. So which one would
I
it be?
periwinkle for true.
No,
It wouldn't be.
no.
Oh,
Periwinkle for which one though? First one or the second one?
The first one.
No,
second one because of the mucus.
the second one. Yeah.
Bang! I know it would have been that because when you have shell, you have mucus.
So for the
Mm.
organism, that's gonna be the chite for the first one, and the adaptation it has is its shell.
Periwinkle also has a shell.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't know that I had a shell. You know, I was talking about mucus for the because periwinkle.
no,
Oh, I do.
periwinkle. It has to fight against exposure to the sun.
Are we supposed to know these like
Yeah,
organisms?
supposed to know the main ones and know how they kind of, you know, you
Do they
know.
have like a listing or something we supposed to know?
Yeah, I'd say if you could find it. If you have the if you have the BGCSE book, there's a notebook that I don't know if you have it, but
We never had notebooks and
a study book. Yeah, there's a nice study book. It's called I wish it's called something but Bahamas BGCSE study guide, something of that nature. Like it has all the topics. Um,
okay.
and the reason why you have mucus because it helps to decrease what? Because we try and we get exposed to the sun's heat, so it helps to decrease what?
They don't use it as an adhesive. Stick to the wall.
We're talking about how does this adaptation help it to
Water
survive
loss,
against the
decreased
sun?
water loss.
Yeah,
Oh, they want it for the specific thing.
yeah,
Let me screenshot this while I have it.
yeah. All right, so and then as usual, we classification, how they go. And so identify two organisms shown below which belong to the same phylum. Name the phylum and give the reason for your choice.
Mm, I ain't good at this one. Bethel Lucille.
That's for the BJC because they on this.
Ah,
It's
they
you.
showing us off. Um, well, we could say the periwinkle and the chitin. The phylum that it would be mollusks, right? And the reason is because they secrete a shell. Okay, so
You
um,
recording this, right?
yeah, I'm recording it.
Okay.
So periwinkle, chitin, even limpet will work with it. So periwinkle, chitin, and limpet, all three of them are mollusks, and the phylum is mollusks or mollusca, Mollusca, and the reason is because they secrete a shell. Um, this one shows the mass of the NASA grouper landed in the Bahamas from 1998 to
Mr.
2007.
T, when you doing generally?
This is general. How much more general you want it to be? And this is health. I mean, this is also general. General science is this. Like white blood cells, sperm cells. This is also health science too. All of them mixed together.
Okay.
Hmm
She probably want to do some circuits
What do I do?
and some waves.
All right. Um, I know what she wants. She wants multiple choice BJC questions. That's what she wants.
No, I just
All right. So the graph shows the mass of grouper landed in the Bahamas from 1998 to 2007. In 1998, um, how much we had?
Speaking around 18K.
18,000. Yeah, 18,000.
Yeah, it's still 1998 though. And so 1998 we have 18,000. So it's like the beginning of 1998. This is like the end of 1998. So 18,000 1999, it was a little over, well, be 15,000. Yeah, 2000, we have a little less than 8,000. 2001, we have,
Exactly 8,000.
oh my God, exactly 8,000. Look at that. 2000 versus, yeah, you have a point, yeah, 8,000. And then 2002, a little less than 6, and so on. From the graph, identify the year in which we had the most kilograms of grouper landed.
1998.
Yeah.
1998. That would mean that makes sense because, excuse me, it makes sense because well, we had more. It's strange, right? But it's very strange. But that's just the phenomenon that we have. Um, we had more back then, right? And you would think that you would have more now because
You don't think that's only like half of it?
what you mean?
Like maybe we had less people known to do it,
Yeah.
to fish them. So we had more in that sense.
I mean, there's different reasons why you could say why we had more back then. I mean, there's different factors, and like you mentioned, um, I think it's because also a lot more fishermen, um, and a lot more um, you know people who are fishing in close season and out of season, and so you're not giving them enough time to grow too. Um, which where we had the least number of grouper landed.
Oh five?
2005.
That's my interpretation.
No,
No,
that's
2005.
No,
Brand 2004.
2005 for sure.
2004.
2005 is the lowest.
5.
How you get 2004?
You see where 2004 is?
2004 is here.
That's around 2004.
Why would you say
2000.
2004? 4, Nancy. The least, the lowest.
Be- um, because like it's okay, 2005 right there, but the mark of 2005 doesn't reach until up like further down here.
Okay, I understand. The thing is, you reading it incorrectly. Look. So what happened is you have to read it like so. So this right here, this is like this point right here is December, right? 31st,
Of
January
2004.
of 2004, and this is January 1st of 2005.
Oh, okay, I understand.
And so if this is January, so all of this right here is the
It's
year
2000.
2005. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's definitely 2005.
okay, I understand.
So discard. Um, okay, so the year is 2005. Calculate the difference in the mass of grouper landed between the 2 years identified in AI. So we want the lowest and the highest. What is the difference between the lowest and highest? So
So
if
you minus what?
They mean the years or the
100K
grouper?
the number
minus.
of groupers, so this one is what? We go with 18,000
18,000 minus.
It's
minus
so
what?
hard to go across. I can barely see that.
Well,
Minus
Minus
4,000.
5,000.
minus
Yeah, 5,000.
let's
And see your mic.
Oh, sorry.
let's use
94.5 then.
let's see right now. That's actually 4,000.
That's 2020 vision.
That's 4,000.
I agree.
Never.
I got
Yeah,
that.
look at that. That's 4,000. Look at the line. Like,
Yeah, it is. Right on it.
right on it,
No wait.
You know, right? No way. Yes way. All right, so it's gonna be 18,000.
So how do you see? I think he's zooming in.
Yeah, it's 1 billion. Yeah.
And I far away from the
Oh,
monitor.
he guessed. 18,000 minus.
No, I could see that. That's 4,000. I could make that mental ruler in my
You make
mind.
that man. Okay, wow.
Yeah, I'll do it's got 2020 vision, Mr. Buttigieg.
Nancy, don't even start it. Please.
Uh, um, what is that? 18,000 minus 4,000.
14, 14, OG.
14,000.
14,000.
Very good. 14,000. How much grams? Kilograms, right?
Little green.
Yes. Sir.
14,000 kilograms. Good. All right.
Added or subtracting? You consider the subtraction done.
Subtract. I suppose to just it's 18,000 odd.
Oh, I
18,000.
see it, I see it.
Yeah. What that music in the background, Kennedy? I ain't sound like no math music. I ain't sound like
It's indeed. I hear that listen.
That's what you mean?
I ain't sound like
And
no
I saw like no one Dexter Dobson.
I ain't sound like no um you know Hail Mary full of grace. I ain't sound like that. Uh so just a reason for the difference indicated it by your answer in AI. The reason why we have such a disparity, right, is because we'd say what overfishing.
Overfishing.
You only answer one reason, right? Overfishing.
What another reason could be though? Like if you don't.
Um,
Bleaching.
Law.
not law.
Yeah, like they could say like, hey, you only could carry so much fish.
No, that if that was the case, I think overfishing is the best answer. Now, any other answer you have to explain it, and that'll be, a bunch of things. Like, cause I just stick to overfishing. I don't want to like spend time looking at
Okay.
other answers. I just want to stick to
You don't
overfishing.
conserve nothing for real.
In recent years, a closed season was introduced for the NASA grouper. A closed season is a period of time when you are not allowed to catch an organism. Explain why a closed season is important.
So it gives the organism to breed,
To breathe and grow.
causing the
Yes,
It gives it a time to grow and mature.
very good. So closed
yeah.
seasons allow marine species to mate, which contribute to a stable population of the species or an increase in the population. So that's why. State another regulation for fishing, NASA grouper, besides the closed season.
The maturity of the grouper.
Yeah, like you shouldn't catch the young ones or something like that.
The grouper landed must be at least how much pounds?
Ugh.
3.
3 pounds. Very good.
Yes.
Well, go
How do
on
you
then, Kennedy.
put ice fruit on top of the glass?
Yeah.
How?
You may as well take my exam.
You
Yeah,
get or you do that.
come fit my own.
I guess.
No way.
Name one other economically important marine species and state the closed season for the named species. So
Crawfish? I don't know.
Crawfish.
The is some the eat the know where they just change.
crawfish is a good one. What's the closed season for crawfish?
Is that from
No, my whole comment.
November 31st to
November 8th.
No, I remember.
April.
I honestly don't know what.
April
April.
1st to
Y'all gotta say something on the date of,
July what?
31st.
31st, yeah.
Let me screenshot that.
Great idea.
Alright, so you need to know the daylight ask these type of questions.
So you kind of say from April to July.
Uh, I
To say
mean,
for
technically, I mean, you know, April, but I'd go with if I could remember it and be specific.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the April start.
But what if you ain't sure? Like then you wouldn't just put it at all. Then
I would put April to July.
Would you you got the can you give me the conk open and close date?
Kong don't have any. That's
I don't think Hong Kong don't have
Count
the first
free.
date.
Just
I saw someone,
don't have any. Now, do you
They don't
remember
have
I
none?
gave you all the guidelines? You took a screenshot of that.
no, they don't.
Don't worry, they soon extend it in another 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, Kong don't know.
Because it's so popular, I thought that they would have one on it.
No,
It's
they
crazy.
have something for its maturity, but not close season. Enzyme. So the graph shows how pH affects 3 different
What's
enzymes.
the you want to say
Come
it's
on,
crazy
Bethel.
how days go from general the health
Health,
like
right?
in
Yeah.
a clip of a finger.
And clip of a finger.
What enzymes?
I think I
Enzymes.
know what it is.
A
So
chemical reaction.
so we have to understand how to read this particular graph. So what it's saying is that for this particular enzyme X, right? Its activity is best at a pH level of 2, right? So this enzyme works better in an acidic environment.
We went over this something similar like this
Something
before.
similar to this, yeah, something similar to this. For enzyme Y, it works best when the pH is neutral, so 7. And for enzyme Z, it works best when the pH is about 8.5, right? So when it's basic. What are enzymes?
A chemical
Organism that
reaction.
speed up
Proteins that speed up chemical reaction.
chemical reactions.
So enzymes are biological catalysts that speed up the chemical reactions. Yes.
Okay, instead of saying by all of the catalyst thingy, can I say protein?
Yeah, I think enzymes are proteins.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see, definition of enzymes.
Amylase.
Yeah, they're proteins. Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay, so all right, so let's go. So for X, we already said that the optimum pH value is 2, right? Because it has the highest activity at 2, right? And they say that enzyme is pepsin. Name the
Isn't that in
placement.
the stomach?
That's in the stomach. Very good. Pepsin is found at the stomach.
She didn't even finish the
And Kennedy,
question.
you're supposed to be scared.
I swear.
What nutrient does the enzyme pepsin work on? Protein.
Protein.
Enzyme Y. What is its optimum pH?
Optimum for enzyme 7.
7.
7. Neutral. Wow.
That's what amylase. Where does that found?
Pancreas, I think. Or
Mouth?
Inside the mouth.
In the mouth. Yeah, in the saliva, right?
it won't be found in the.
Yeah, sounds like pancreas.
No.
No, she didn't say pancreas. She meant to say mouth. Just came out like pancreas.
No, I said that thinking to ask where it was made. Sorry.
It's found in the mouth, and it's used to digest what?
Starch.
Starch. Thank you, Kennedy.
Can you pull this out for me?
Starch in the what, Kennedy?
Please don't put on the spot like that. I don't like that.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Isn't it? It breaks it in.
You just break it down to glucose. So
I know the last one. Y'all do that.
pH level for Z is. We don't have Z. Why did they say 12? That's wrong. This is a mistake. It's supposed to be 8.5. What's the name of this enzyme? Fat. The enzyme that used to digest fat.
Lipase.
Lipase.
Yes.
Very good. Wow, Nancy, you got that right.
That works?
Yeah. People think it ain't my strongest, but I know something. I'm gonna do that.
Alright, so answers. Stomach.
Okay,
7.
stomach.
Mouth. Starch. Lipase. All right.
Okay, oh, what's one on stomach?
Oh mercy. Watch the recording. All right. From the
Right,
table, identify which one of the enzymes works best in acidic conditions.
just
Pepsin.
pepsin.
Pepsin, because acidic, pH of 2. Right. Remember the pH scale for those who probably don't remember.
One is the highest. Yeah.
I just remember because the stomach carries an acetic acid. That's I remember that.
Called what?
So the pH from 0 to 6 is acidic, 7 is neutral, 8 to 14 is alkaline or basic. All right. Good. So
Mr. Petit,
what?
what in that makes what makes acidic? What
Hydrogen
makes an
ions.
acidic?
Hydrogen ions. So the more hydrogen ions you have, you know, um, that determines the level of it has something to do with hydrogen ions from what I can remember from chemistry. Um, that's the idea. Um,
But did you know that people, when you put a hydrogen ions, it's not really correct. It's
hydrogen
actually H3O.
H3O.
Yeah, but people just put H plus for short, but that's not
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, okay. Okay. How would the effect on the activity of the enzyme Y? What would be the effect of the activity of enzyme Y if placed in a pH of 10? So enzyme Y, what would be the effect on the activity of Y?
Become a base? I don't know.
To get denatured.
So if we have Y, look at Y, right? If we put that in the pH of 10, um, well, by pH of 9, it's already denatured, right? That means that um, it will not work anymore. Um, so by the time it reached if we were to take this enzyme and put it in 10, 10 is no longer like it stopped working. So if we put it inside a pH of 10, the enzyme would not work, right? It only will work between 5 and 9, and even with 9, it did already die, right? So the answer would
A
be
poor enzyme, man.
it would not work. Which other property of enzyme is shown by referring to the table in BI?
What do they mean?
Okay, so let's look at BI. They're saying which other property of enzyme is shown by referring to the table in BI. Um,
They react on a specific substrate.
yeah, they react on specific um nutrients, and so we have pepsin for protein, amylase for starch, and lipase for fat, right? So they act on specific substrates. Um, so that's that. So this is another. We did this. We started this last week. We didn't really
In our notes. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Remember Kennedy. All right. So name the type of synovial joint in the diagram.
I mean, like a hinge.
Hinge joint. Yeah. Hinge joint. That this is the which part of the body you looking at?
Arm.
The
The
arm. Yeah. And so this is the hinge joint. Yeah. State a place in the body where this type of joint can be found. Hinge joint can be found in the elbow, knees, and in the fingers.
Yeah.
All right. So what is A? So they want us to label A, B, C, and D. What is A? A is
That's a humerus.
that's the humerus, right? That's the long part of the arm. What is B? a fluid.
Synovial fluid.
Synovial fluid.
Yeah. What is C?
That's the cartilage.
Cartilage.
Cartilage, you know
Yeah.
that. I want to cartilage. I don't know.
And then what is D?
The ulna.
The ulna. Because this is the radius and this is the ulna. What's the function? So they wanted to tell us the function of B and C. What's the function of the synovial fluid?
Cushions the bones.
Lubricate.
Yeah.
Lubricate the joint and protect the cartilage. What's the function of the of C? The cartilage.
The cushion.
So they won't rub together. It's like the cushion.
And to do the friction between the two.
Yeah.
What is the function of a tendon? That's this one. Let's see. What does it ask? No, place an X on the diagram to show the location of a tendon, and then they say what is the function of a tendon?
To attach muscle tissue.
To attach
The
muscles
bone.
to bones. So tendon attach muscles to bones. And so where would we put the tendon? The location is gonna be where
Their biceps. Where biceps is. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, more than one.
all right. And also to muscle the bone. Explain how the muscle explain how the biceps muscles raises the radius. Explain how the biceps muscles raises the radius.
The bicep contracts.
The bicep contracts and the radius is pulled upward. So the bicep is going to contract and then the radius is going to be pulled upward. Right? Upward.
So what happens if your triceps get disconnected?
I'm not going to answer that right now. Mr. Bear was trying to try to finish the paper. What term describes how the biceps and the triceps work in pairs to bring about raising and lowering the arm? What do we use? What term that is?
Antagonistic.
Antagonistic.
Very good. Antagonistic. All right. So, for those who have to go, you can go. But for us, I think we have to stay back with me, Nancy, and Bethel.
Goodbye, y'all. I'll miss y'all.
Antagonistic.
Ain't y'all gonna be here next week or no?
Say it again.
I say, ain't they gonna be here next week?
Who?
Them, Nancy and Floyd. Them.
Their exam is on Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wish y'all all the best. You know, do well.
Thank you, Ken.
Good night.
Good night. All right, antagonistic. All right, let's continue, Mr. Bethel. Nancy, you well?
Yeah. I'm just writing notes as you talk.
Okay. All right. Y'all ain't mind, right? I just proceeded and I didn't even ask.
Some stuff you went pretty fast on. I don't know. I just gonna have to Google it if I don't.
No, when I say if y'all don't mind continuing, that's what I meant.
Oh,
I don't mind. Other than I'm hungry.
go ahead.
All right. Okay. Which part you didn't get from this?
The leveling part is the only thing I could say.
Oh, okay. Well, that's that's the humerus. That's synovial fluid.
Yeah,
Cartilage.
see.
Yeah.
You spoke too fast, and I couldn't write all of that. So I was like, oh, I just have to get it later.
Yeah. Humerus.
Right. Supposed to know.
I don't know it. That's the whole point.
All right, let's do it properly then, so she get it. So she wouldn't have to do the extra work.
If Mr. Petit, if he'd invited me to the classes, I think it would have been a little better.
If I what?
Nothing.
Invited to classes.
Don't worry, we can handle the recording.
She said
I
maybe
thought
if
you
you
guys
invite him
I
to
thought you all
class.
gone.
Yeah.
I thought you all gone. Why? They dedicated soldiers.
They love they love our company.
us.
That's what they love.
Like,
They love they,
listen to you, like,
y'all love my company. Just tell me that you know.
oh my gosh, Nikki, who said that? It's just
I
like,
ain't in it.
You love my company for real, Kennedy?
Kennedy.
Oh,
She said yeah or no because she feels so fast.
Likewise.
It's okay though. I know.
Yeah, you're are you be writing cannot?
I am. Don't worry, mommy talking. I'm multitasking.
It's the card.
So, Mr. Petit, how you think class can be without them?
Boy,
Boring.
boring.
yeah,
No excitement.
it's gonna be. I don't know. What happened.
I swear, I really don't know either.
Maybe like pulling teeth, you know. But
I
I
was,
you and Kennedy, so that's good. That's pretty good, you know.
so like, we only gonna be doing Bgcse stuff now?
Yeah.
Oh, so. Oh, Lord.
So it could be easy for y'all.
And then next year, also you'll come back together, I guess.
Yeah, next year they
You put radius again here at D.
all not sorry, it's all next.
I'll think
Pay
about
attention to
that.
mommy talking. I'm paying attention. This is very important.
Good. Humorous, synovial fluid, cartilage, and all no.
Okay. Thank you.
Don't worry, this thing will come.
The function we talked about that. You got that?
You could write that again.
The function of B was to as B is lubricate the joint
Say it again.
and protect the cartilage. And the function of C is to reduce friction between the bones.
Okay.
And then for the tendon, you got where the tendon was. That was.
I got that one.
You got what the function of the tendon.
To connect muscle to bone.
Good. You got this. How biceps muscle raises the radius.
I think I got. Let me check. Yeah. No.
Biceps contract and raise the radius. Biceps contract, and then the radius is pulled upward.
I really gotta sit down and study. Like, wow. It contracts and then raises.
That's for study.
Okay. So I think she could agree with me on anyhow.
All right, let's.
Listen, she likes to realize agree with Auntie all the time. Like,
I miss you.
All right. The diagram represents the human. Which system is this?
Respiratory
system. And a model of the human respiratory system. Anyone ever made this before? This is a good thing.
I did.
I wanted to, but
I did with my sister. And she we had fun doing this.
Yeah, but you gotta be precise. It's kind of, it has what should I say? That's an interesting thing to it. So you have to make sure everything is precise, else it ain't gonna work as efficient.
It's really fun.
That's nice. I like it. On a diagram, draw lines to the following structures. So we want. Tell me where the trachea is. The trachea.
The trachea is the little
Straw?
It's at the neck piece. On the neck, it's the neck
Right
piece,
there?
like the little.
The neck.
No.
This part is the what anyway?
That's the mouth, eh?
No, this ain't the mouth. This is the. There's a
That's a
point.
nasal cavity.
Passage.
Nasal cavity. So nasal cavity here. This here is the
Trachea right there.
trachea. It's the voice box. The larynx.
That
That's the
what?
larynx.
Yeah.
How I get Nancy, you are doing terrible at this, man.
This
You
one.
trying though?
This one is
Probably
the,
I always get confused. It don't matter.
so the larynx is on top of the trachea, and then the trachea is here. Uh, and then we have I want the bronchus. The bronchus.
Is that the branch?
Yeah, the main ones though.
Yeah, the main branch. Who would it go sleep, man? She ain't got nothing to do.
Go to sleep, Cooper. Night night.
Guys, listen to you.
And
I
then
hope
the diaphragm.
That's the diaphragm right there.
Okay, good. All right, so this is the diaphragm.
You can put that thing as nasal so I'll know when I take my screenshot, please.
Nasal cavity.
So I'm assuming the rubber band or something supposed to be the diaphragm.
Yes, mom. Got it already.
Listen to the day of the question.
Say it
What
again.
if you put nasal passage?
Nasal passage. Yeah.
Because I remember putting on my exam and she crossed it out and gave me a half mark. I was very offended.
I mean,
That was-
she's more precise. I would, because nasal passage is still iffy. You know, in retrospect, I think it's best just to put nasal cavity.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put the right thing. Good. So that's how it's gonna be. So that's 4 points, eh?
Mr. Petit,
Go ahead.
it can be a day after everybody's exam, so I'll be like just check in and talk about the exam.
She insists on seeing us.
No, I just curious to know how
She
that
insists, Mr. Petite.
I don't know how we can end it. I don't know.
After the 7-9 coming mark though, honestly.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's me.
Wait till college. You can call right back.
She's gonna be the first one. Yeah.
No, in college you got tutors, you know.
Shall see.
All right, so
Whatever.
complete the table below to show the structures on the model in diagram B. So, which one? What does the balloons represent? So the balloons represent what?
The lungs.
The
The lungs.
Yeah, the lungs. The balloons represent the lungs. Good. What does the plastic bottle represent? So
That's what it represents.
Ribcage.
Oh,
The thorax.
The rib
The
cage.
ribcage.
it represents more so it's a cavity. So
The thorax cavity.
thoracic
The
abdominal.
radic-
Thoracic cavity.
What?
thoracic cavity.
get it, Cooper. Get it.
Now please, I get my bed.
Thoracic cavity.
You put chest cavity too, right?
Yes, cavity. Then we have the rubber sheet.
What is that?
That's the
Is that a part of the diaphragm?
that is what diaphragm represents. The rubber band holds it. The rubber sheet that is beneath it represents the diaphragm. So what happens is you pull on to you pull downward onto this thing. Like this is like a balloon. You tie onto the. So you tie the balloon with a rubber band onto this bottle, and you pull down on the rubber sheet. So rubber sheet represents what?
The diaphragm.
Diaphragm.
Yeah, the diaphragm. And the straw represents what?
That's Nancy word.
The straw represents what?
Trachea.
That's the
Yeah.
trachea. Or a larynx. Which one?
No, the trachea.
Aha!
Who unmutes them? I just to do that.
Candy, some
Let me enjoy my what do you call that?
aha moment.
Yeah.
Good. So that's good. So the balloon is the lungs. The plastic wallet is the thoracic cavity. Rubber sheet is the diaphragm and the straw.
And they giving out points.
They
What's
just,
going on here?
I know, right? They just,
Only 2 points for a letter.
I know, right?
Motto. Big petty.
2 points. I mean,
At least 3. Come on.
at least
Why
3.
not? Four of the answers you just read.
Right. What would be the effect on the balloons of pulling down on the rubber sheet? Okay, so
You breathe in, you exhale,
Balloons will
inhale.
inflate.
And
what happens
expand.
when we pull down on the rubber sheet? What will happen to the balloon?
Expand.
Yeah, it expands. So what happens is air, because when the balloons, sorry, when you pull down on this balloon sheet, on this rubber sheet, air from the outside is going to be allowed what in, and it's going to what inflate, go down, go down.
That's pretty, you know, that kind of disturbing, right?
What?
Just think how air pressure work.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive. All right. So what would be the effect on? So the effect of, we could say that the balloons would. Aye, the balloons would balloons would inflate, right? Because air is entering them. What process does that represent?
Inhalation.
In, in,
We agree?
yes, sure.
Yeah, inhalation.
Profoundly agree.
Profoundly.
Only thing I get to say was in, but I
I
agree.
know, right? I noticed that. Uh, give 2 effects that smoking can have on the lungs.
Your lungs fill up with, black.
Be black.
Lung cancer. What else could we have?
But the color in turn black.
Agree.
Less efficient alveoli.
Yeah, that's true. How about
They
emphysema?
lose their surface area.
How about emphysema? You know what that is?
Shortness of breath.
So, look. So,
He was watching a movie, Mr. T.
what, me? No, that's not a movie. That's thing that's a design thing that I was doing. Emphysema is a lung condition that causes shortness of breath. I use post on my wall to do like designs. So it's a very good site to design stuff. That's what I was using. Emphysema, a lung condition that causes shortness of breath. So smoking can lead to that.
Some people born with that.
Yeah.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
You know that almost killed me, right?
You have emphysema?
Yeah, and that almost killed me.
You serious?
Yeah, if I cry, this guys can't breathe.
You serious?
Yes, literally, that's so stupid. I don't understand it.
Wow. I noticed you have a heavy breathing. I was like, is he nervous or because usually people just breathe out when they're nervous. So I thought you was just nervous.
My alveoli is inefficient, man.
Hey, that's that's the cost of being alive. All right. The steps below describe the process of reproduction in a flowering plant. Identify the processes occurring at each step. So, what do we call the process where we transfer pollen grains from an anther to a stigma?
Fertilization.
Mm, no, pollen grains from an anther to
Cross.
stigma.
Isn't that cross pollination or something?
Pollination is the word.
Okay, pollination. Okay.
Let's go. Pollination. And just to show actually what's happening. So we have parts of the flowering plant.
Hey, I don't like how they go so hard on the plant.
What you mean in the exam?
Yeah, and the subject like they take the plant so serious.
Yeah, I mean it's bio, so that's that. Uh, so it's almost like botany, like they just you know,
Yeah, there's got to be a prerequisite.
I know, right? The botany class, they really just they do it. They I want a good image so you can see it. I think this is a good one. So we have the um you have the male part of the plant and you have the female part of the plant, right? The male part is the stamen, right? So that's the this branchy tube thing along with um this yellow tube up top. This is the anther. This is a filament, right? And so the pollen grains is gonna go from the anther to the stigma, right? The stigma is this, right? And so that process where the pollen grains move from the anther to the stigma is called pollination.
So that's insect pollination now.
Why is it insect?
Cause
Yeah,
how?
how
Cause
what?
it's so inefficient for the anther to be so lower than the stigma.
But why you assume that it's gonna pollinize its very own? Why can't do another one that's close?
Fair enough.
Mm.
They were trying to say it's
Can we
cross
put
too.
cross pollination or we just have to stick to the word pollination in for the question?
I'd say pollination. I'd say pollination.
Okay.
Male nucleus in pollen grain fusing with female nucleus in ovum.
Now that's got to be fertilization.
Yes, fertilization. So after that, those pollen grains go into the after the pollen grains, so where are we? After the pollen grains go from the anther into the stigma, they have to go into the ovum. There, they fuse with the female nucleus in the ovum. and then that's fertilization. So pollination when the pollen grains go to the stigma, fertilization when they have a fusing of these two. Now, what is it when the seeds spread from parent plants in fruits? We call that seeds spread, that's an important word, from parent plant in fruits.
I ain't sure.
What? Oh, that's
I think in that.
Um,
Seeds being
reproduction.
no.
Seeds being spread from plant to fruit and fruits.
No, I missing it. I miss it.
Yeah, I'm not hitting that.
You only had it? Wow,
No?
that's interesting. Think again.
About what? What is
And
like
that's
a
like um, and that's like reproduction, like extending their life form
All right, let's take for
to
example,
different
right?
places.
Take for example um, let's say you know, a bean, right? Say, those, I don't know what they call it, but it's bean pods, right? And it's being, I don't know if they call them pigeon peas.
Oh, no. You and me ain't caught leading by no chance.
No, not called. They look like this, and so
Okay.
they could open up, and then the seeds would spread through, or like the dandelion, right? Um, when those um they spread through. So they call it seed dispersal. That's what I was trying to get at. All right, that's the scattering of seeds that could happen by animals, by wind, or by water. So what I mean is, if we look carefully, so coconuts do it, beans do it, dandelions do it, and
Especially them weeds.
where's a good one? This one is a good picture. So we have it with the dandelions, we have it with the beans, we have it with the coconut um, moving through in the water. Um, so yeah, so different stuff do it too. Animals do it. So animals, when they finish eat the 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 actual fruit, they could you know disperse it throughout, disperse the seed throughout the rest of the environment. Um, the
And
wind,
when they walking through the brush,
yeah, right. And so it happens all the time. So the wind does it, the water does it, animals do it, and so on. So seed dispersal, the spreading of seeds, right? Um, Kennedy and Cooper tap out. And then we have what is the swelling of seed.
I ain't even notice when they gone.
Cooper did say I got it, I go on ahead. The swelling of seeds and growth of the radicle. So Nancy, I believe they have an affinity to you though. They do. They really do.
pardon me?
They have an affinity to you.
Confused.
Like they have a liking to you. They like bothering you. They get a kick out of it.
How? They don't even know me.
Because you are
So
nice.
that's
You have a nice personality. So
so that's what happened when the seed started germinate.
germination, yes sir, germination.
I was saying germination might have. I said no, he might embarrass me because
Mm-mm. I only do that at a full class.
No, last time I said temperature, you wasn't here when Ethel
Oh, you made me.
Ethel was rolling out on the floor. Ethel had a field day that day. It was a Sunday. I would not do it again.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, the sun to get there that day.
The temperature.
That's what was on the mind.
All right. The diagram shows flowers from two different plants, right? That's very important. Um, Name the process occurring between flower A and B.
Cross pollination.
Thank you. Cross pollination. Nancy's word of the night. Give one reason for your answer.
Pardon me, you call my name?
We're describing the process that happens between A and B. And the answer is cross pollination.
I was saying that out for the last question.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm saying that's the word of the night.
The reason being that the answer from flower A
Flower A to go to
pollinates
flower B.
the what I call
Stigma.
Stigma of flower B.
Very good. So pollen grains.
So I somewhat have it together.
Yeah, not bad. Pollen grains.
I just like this biology, man. Because if I'm going to take up biology, I gotta have like an upper hand on it.
I thought it was more of a science, like more of the math science then.
I'm a teacher now. Don't mix me up. Do not mix
so how does your
me up with him. No.
You realize your math stronger than your bio?
I know. It was like that from since primary school. I don't know, my mommy was always good at math, so I kind of was always good at math.
Well, the math that she's good at is certainly not the math we do. I guarantee you that. That's arithmetic.
Hey, must be that's not from primary school.
People always just confuse math with arithmetic. Math is not arithmetic solely.
Anyway, I was always good at math from school. I leave it there.
Oh, people say, I good at math because they can multiply and add fast. You good at computation, but are you good at math? It's a totally different story.
Well, I always had an upper hand on math in school.
No, I'm talking about you. I know you. Wow, you saw that, but yeah, when people think, I good at math, they don't think bearings, they don't think vectors, they don't think circle theorem. They think addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and PEMDAS. That's what they think, you know.
My sister did chemistry and stuff, so like when it comes to math, I used to go to her and like she would teach me the stuff my teacher didn't teach me. So when it comes to teaching me, I already know it. So like,
yeah, she should be good. She did. You had to do Calc 1, so that's good.
Yeah, so I kind of already had an upper hand on the kids in school.
Pollen grains are being transferred from the anther of flower A.
Let me screenshot that.
Alright, so moving right along. One, you here?
Yeah.
He taking biology?
Health science.
Health in general or just health?
That's health.
Hold on. So next in it up.
I thought he was in senior high school.
Fantastic.
So he's in like what, junior high?
You mean me?
Yeah.
Junior high.
You in grade 9 or?
No, I go to school.
One older than you, I think. One should be older than you.
Oh, he's older than me. Sorry.
Yes, you don't know that.
No. Y'all relax, man. I'm an elder myself.
Oh, Mr. Who have seniority in this class?
I think you know. thank you. You older than me,
All
right?
right. Yeah, I older than you.
And so,
What?
yeah.
Bethel?
So Juan,
Salute to you.
Yeah.
Juan, you taking the BGCS? Yeah, and the BJC then.
Yeah, I think I do.
Oh, that's because I can
You, oh,
never
wait, you
get
taking biology as
you.
well?
No, just health science.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
biology is not safe for you.
let's
Yeah.
two let's two external conditions needed for the seed to start their initial growth. Initial growth.
A
Water.
seed?
Water.
Food.
No.
Temperature?
Warm temperature.
I know that was the three things. Okay, gotta be water, food, or temperature.
Oxygen and warm temperature.
Oxygen. Oh yeah, inside of the thingum comes oxygen from the pictures.
Alright, from the pictures below, identify the two methods of spreading seeds from a parent plant. So, Castrol, how are we going to disperse the seed?
By an animal, like someone eating it and then
Yeah,
spreading it.
very good, nice. So dispersed by animal and the maple
By wind.
by wind, right?
I know something, Lord. I know something in bio. Oh, I feel. Okay, I get to college more confident now. Okay, I get more confident. Uh, I pray I ain't gotta go through all this just for sports medicine though.
Alright, so
All right, I just go and biotech.
To do what?
alright,
Mr. Big, please tell these people I'm not a bright bulb, yeah?
she's gonna do biochem first and then um move on, I think, from there. Okay, so the diagram shows the section of the human skin. What's the name of the system?
The name. This is underneath the skin. I can't
Oh,
remember the name. Can you remember the name?
The nervous system.
mercy, nervous system's the
Ah, the
heart.
skin. The
What?
this is under the skin. This under
It's
the.
not
Oh
It,
my.
eye.
it's the stimuli.
Nervous system
Is
start with
that with I?
eye. Nervous system
Oh,
start
you
with
say
eye.
start with I.
I. Hold on, wait. Don't say it.
Can't be
Let me think.
immune.
I don't remember.
I can't remember y'all. I can't believe y'all don't know.
Hold on. It may click. Oh, it ain't coming.
Hold on, which system you talking about?
Integumentary system.
How you want me to remember that? It's called the skin system.
Skin system.
That's kind of hard to remember though.
Yeah, it's the skin
Yeah,
system.
I never saw that.
Skin system.
I was gonna say adipose tissue.
No, animals. Eye. And skin is a part of this. So
Oh wow.
the integumentary system is your body's outer layer. So the five parts, let's look at the five parts. We have the epidermis, the dermis, the hypodermis. The hair and nails and associate glands also are with this. Oh, look at this nice model. This is the integumentary system. Epidermis, dermis, um, the glands, the associated glands, that's a part of it. I always like 3D stuff. It's always nice. Yeah, good stuff, right? Huh? I could move it. Cool. I love stuff like this. All right. Wow. Ho 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 ho.
You sound like me and my sister.
All right. So I just love seeing it. Not in a
Y'all
movie.
know
But,
just like when she used to something.
oh, nice. Hair follicle. Um, hypodermis. This is nice, man. It's good for learning, perfect for learning. But that's the academic integumentary system. All right.
We supposed to remember that name because I don't think I
I
remember
don't
that.
see that name being used, but you have to know the system. I haven't seen it.
Now I know what it, an idea of it, but I probably won't remember that.
Define the term homeostasis.
Um, the term homeostasis, it's maintaining the level of the temperature.
Not temperature, not merely temperature. We talking about that.
The correct.
Maintaining
Maintaining.
the body's
Mm-hmm.
internal.
That's the word we use.
You can write the definition down when you
Yeah,
get
I can
it.
write the definition down. It's maintaining the body internal what? Conditions, right?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a
I was gonna
word.
say correct.
I was gonna say metabolism.
This is not the same thing as temperature.
No, temperature, not temperature
The
merely, right?
temperature. Yeah.
Not temperature merely. So, you have stuff like pH that needs to be maintained. You have different other factors that needs to be regulated, not just the temperature in the body.
Sugar.
Blood sugar levels, hormones. We talked about this before. And so, um, homeostasis. Let me just get a definition from online. No, no, something easy.
I don't put biology or something
Yeah,
like PCS.
I like this one. The state of steady internal conditions maintained by living systems.
I wonder who paying our sales to do all of this.
Why do you assume? See, there's a warrant in your statement, right?
Yeah, I wonder why
I say
they
there's a
how
warrant.
we
I say there's a warrant in your statement. It's not
what kind of warrant?
warrant from language. WARRANT.
I mean, like what?
You made the assumption that all work done must be compensated.
Yes, it is.
That's not true.
I think what it is that we allow them safety and they do what they like to do
Like
inside a constant environment. We keep the environment constant, so
Sir,
we provide the playground
and they
and
play.
they provide us with. Mhm.
Really, it's pure design, You personifying those
you
cells.
eating too much, Mr.
It's
Petit.
just it's just design. That's how the body works. The cellian thinking, oh, how much I getting paid per hour? you know, it's just design, man. That's how God put it. All right, layer C. Name the cell. Name the layer. The name layer C. Right. That's this one. And state its
Blood
role
vessels.
in temperature regulation.
Do we have to be specific with the blood vessels, like really specific?
Let me see it again.
The layer.
Epidermis, dermis, and what that is? That's what.
That it's pointing at the blood vessels, not I presume.
And I thought that's adipose layer though.
No,
What?
that's the subcutaneous layer.
What we looking at?
See,
That in the fatty layer though.
I knew said that stuff.
That's where the fire is supposed to be.
that's the
Yeah, but it put at the blood at the blood vessel.
boy, y'all need to see. Skin diagram. see, labeled. Okay, good. That is the subcutaneous layer on the bottom down. We have the epidermis.
Hold on now. This one of four
This one has
layers.
four.
Mr. Petit, I understand that, but wasn't it pointing at the veins and the artery? That's what I was trying to say. Like, on
Yeah,
the
that
blood
one.
vessel.
Okay, let's see if it
In
has.
my case.
This one look like it look more like the thing, the hypodermis though. It look more like a hypodermis to me. Let's see. I think this one is a good one.
I think that's or adipose
Um,
layer.
the fat layer.
Yeah, that's the adipose layer.
I was saying fat layer, but then it's put at veins. I was like, okay.
No, but they talking about the layer that contains the vein. See,
Oh, okay, well.
they didn't say the. Yeah, that's the fat. Yeah, that's the fat layer. The subcutaneous one is two. Let's see. Hmm.
Yeah, that's like MCAT, man.
Let's see. Yeah. Mm, yeah, that's interesting. I seen some people put it third. You see what I'm saying? Some of them even join it. That's interesting. You see it again? Subcutaneous tissue. So they started from male. And then hypodermis. Let's look at this one. I'd go with the hypodermis. But then this one, the hypodermis is here, the veins is there. That's even more confusing. Let's look at this. This one combine them. I think we can't go wrong if we use hypodermis. Because that's consistent. This one says subcutaneous tissue. Subcutaneous tissue, same thing.
Well, from my knowledge, when it comes to stuff like this, they have books where they have the diagrams, and if the diagram in that book match with what you have, they would mark that right. So it's based off where you get your source material from.
Let's look at this. Let's see what this one says. This one doesn't really dissect from the layer.
Yeah, because my human form and function say that's the fat layer. So
Fat layer. Us. Some people say yep. Some diagrams say fat layer for you. But I think this one is a good one. Let's go with this one. Hypodermis. Because hypodermis should be the layer that. Yeah. Let's see. Hypodermis is some. I want to go with hypodermis. Let's see what that layer is all about. It's always the third. Yeah, I think you can't really go wrong with the hypodermis. Yeah, it's always the third one mentioned. It says it consists of mostly adipose tissue. Subcutaneous fat allows for thermal insulation, provides an energy reservoir, provides padding to the body, and helps the skin. Yeah, that's the same thing as a fat layer. Yeah, I would go with hypodermis. Yeah, I would go hypodermis. Yep. Main purpose is to keep the body insulated and cushioned. Yeah. Yep, hypodermis it is. So layer C, and stay this role in temperature regulation. So
But subtly, I have two books that say fat.
it's the same thing. Cause look,
So we could either put hypodermis or fat.
yeah,
Then,
off fat layer. I
okay.
um uh let's look at the actual um whole thing. It's the bottom layer of the skin. They keep on saying it insulates your body. Um, it is also known as the subcutaneous layer. Yeah, yeah. That's why some books would have that as the hypodermis or fat. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. The fat forms a layer. Okay, good. So they said, um, how does it help with temperature regulation? So first of all, let's name the layer. All right, so just the role of it. It
Is
contains,
it my laptop, but like you be in and out?
I think it's your laptop, Nancy. So we can say the hypodermis, we can say fat layer, we can say subcutaneous layer. All that would be correct. That's the layer that contains a lot of fat, and the fat helps to insulate the body from cold. All right, that's why fat people normally they like when the AC high, and then if a person is very slim, they like it when it's the sorry, persons who are more buxom, they don't mind temperature being very low. What I mean, because they don't mind the cold. In
That's true, you know.
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's I was saying that.
Yeah, I
Right.
see that life. Like, what
Yeah,
is my
they
coworkers is be cold, and she
yes,
still have the fan on. It's like this girl
yeah,
don't feel no cold.
yes. It's very good. Yeah, so that's because of the fat that's there in the skin, and it acts as a insulating layer.
So that's like barrier from the cold, and
Mhm.
it act like a barrier.
Mhm.
So it's almost like she warming herself.
She's
So
already
it's
warm.
like us small people,
Yeah, you have
we're
more
not.
fat. Yeah,
Yeah, that
so
cold going
That
straight to
sounds
the
so
bone.
wrong and weird.
but it's true. I mean, that's just bio. You know, just bio, pure bio. So, because look, I mean, think about it. Let's look at this layer, right? Um, like imagine you see all that fat, right? So the more bigger you are, um, provided most of your body weight don't come from muscle, the more this you're gonna have. So imagine this, um, large scale. So you have like an extra whole layer of, you know, fat, right? And you think you're gonna be warm? You'll be warm right up. And so yeah.
So that fat layer passively like warms the body.
Say it again.
The fat layer passively warms the body.
I don't know the mechanisms that actually are involved. Um, but it 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 acts as an insulator, in the same way how, um, you know, in the same way how if you have a if you have a room, say, right, and it's cold, um, the rooms or the buildings in say Nassau are not the same like in say Canada or stuff like that. they build them with insulation, right? So that when it's cold, um, inside still could be warm. And so, um,
Yeah.
you know, it's in the same way.
So designed to keep the cold out and keep the warm in.
Yeah, keep the warm. Okay, on the diagram, draw a line to two structures other than part C that are involved in temperature regulation and label them X and Y. So what else is involved in temperature regulation?
The hair.
The hair and sweat, the sweat gland,
Like that, the hair. I put that for the hair.
and
Um,
the sweat gland.
and the sweat gland. So we'd say
Yes.
temperature, um, the hair, um, we even the blood vessels too are involved in it. Um,
I was gonna say that,
also,
but I didn't
when they
know
say
if
other
I
than part C, we can't use that,
can
right?
use the blood vessel.
No, we can't because they say other than part C. So we can't use that,
Oh,
right?
so the
So
sweat glands
the
and
sweat
the.
gland, yeah.
I still don't understand the sweat glands, because
Why not?
just
Remember,
sweat is so what?
no, okay, this is what happens. So what happens is, say for example, you have the fan on you, right? Let's say, and let's say you have the fan on you, regular weather, nothing, right? You are dry, and this is a regular weather. Everything is regular, like how today is, and just have the fan on you, right? You would be cool, right? But let's say you just come out the shower, right? You ain't dry yourself, and you blow the fan on you, right? How would you feel compared to if you was wet and have the fan blowing you, and you are dry and have the fan on you? Which one is cooler?
Dry.
What?
No
When
way.
you wet,
No
When
way.
you get,
No way.
no way.
No way.
Dry. No, I think it's yellow. No, it's
No, it's no. There's no such
hot.
quantitative no. Listen.
I mean, even she would say it herself. Like when it hot, she's go bed.
Exactly. So
Yeah, and then I come back. I still
no,
hot. I still
no,
sweating as I dry myself. I'm still sweating.
no. Listen to me carefully. I'm saying you have the fan on you while you are wet. I'm not saying you dry yourself and um then go back in front of the fan. I'm saying you allow the fan to dry you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, as opposed to just use just there, right? And you have no water on you. You just stare in front of the fan, right? Which one is more cooler?
Yeah, I know when I on the
Of
beach.
course, the wet can make that'd
Yes,
be better.
Like after I come out that water, I don't come out that water because I know that when that breeze hit me, it could be
exactly.
cold.
Very cool. Right? So
But then
that's
sometimes the breeze don't blow, so I'm just sweating.
the purpose of the sweat. So the sweat is to um allow evaporation to happen, right? And so as to make the body cooler. That's the effect of it. All right. Water when applied, whether it's a lot of wind or little wind, like your body don't know, like it's windy, right? The body don't say, oh, it's windy, so you know, you know, the body says, okay, it's hot, so let's pour out the sweat, and hopefully that would aid in some way, um, when that water evaporates, to affect the general body temperature and cooling it off. All right, and so that's why the sweat gland is there. So hair helps with temperature regulation. If it's cold, the hair would stand up. Um, if it's hot, the hair would stand down. That's weird, right? Stand down, like that's oxymoron. But anyway, the hair would go down so as to keep the water on the skin. All right, and Y is the sweat gland. So um, X is the hair follicle. Y is the sweat gland. Okay, next up we have. I can let y'all go right now. Let me just finish this.
The
Um,
reason for many.
Describe how structure X and Y are used to bring about a lowering of body temperature back to its normal value. We talked about it. Um, Sweat glands produce sweat, which helps to cool the body down, and then hair follicles. Um, but they say to bring about a lowering of the body temperature back to its normal value.
So what? The hair follicles would stand up, eh?
Not stand up because we lowering the body
I mean,
lay down, yeah,
lay.
to keep the sweat onto the skin. Okay? And yeah, that's it. So
And Nancy's scared of that.
yeah, scared of that. Right?
Y'all relax here, cause listen to me,
You
Bethel.
relax.
I know one thing.
You relax.
You can pass bio. I know that, but I want to make sure I still beat you in bio.
Oh,
Oh, you want to beat me?
That's
Wow.
the thing. That's the thing. Anyway, y'all have a good
I
night.
gotta, make sure I hand beat you at everything. Matt, I
Wow. A
slay you.
conqueror.
That's fine. I can slay you, Matt. That's the little things. But biology, I gotta ace this, man.
Are you sure you go
All
pass?
right. Good luck. You must be don't know I got two
I
different
too competitive
bio
not to let you
textbooks
beat
in
me.
front
I'm
of
too
me.
competitive. I'm too competitive to do that.
You know, you're the
In
host.
language, I let
You
you
know,
take it with I let you take language, not math and bio
Nancy,
though.
I get human form and function in front of me, and I get bio for life in front of me. Second edition.
The only thing you're gonna beat me in is English, honestly.
Okay. We'll see. Good night, everyone.
Night. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Night.